has visited Beijing since diplomatic ties soured in 2019. Today, Penny Wong will sit down with her counterpart, Wang Yi, to try to get the relationship back on track. The plight of 2 Australians imprisoned in China is expected to be high on the agenda. Senator Wong has also flagged further discussions about sanctions on our exports, but she says if there's any policy change from Beijing, it's unlikely to happen straight away.
A strong earthquake has rocked northern California. It clocked in at 6.4, the epicentre offshore, northwest of San Francisco. Numerous aftershocks have followed. Several people have been injured and there are reports of damage to roads and homes. 13 people have now been charged and another 18 identified as the damage bill from Saturday's violent pitch invasion at Amy Park is revealed. Pat Mitchell reports from Melbourne.
Police say up to $150,000 damage was caused to Amy Park when about 80 flares and fireworks were set off and some 150 fans stormed the pitch, throwing flares, bottles, chairs, buckets and even a trolley, forcing the A-League match between Melbourne Victory and Melbourne City to be abandoned on Saturday night. All up, 31 people have been identified. 13 of them, all males aged between 17 and 28, have been charged or will be charged on summons. That includes the 4 people allegedly responsible for serious assaults that left a goalkeeper, match referee and 2 security guards injured. Meanwhile, Football Australia has issued lifetime bans to a 19-year-old man as well as the 23-year-old man who allegedly threw the bucket at the goalkeeper.
Millions of used medication blister packs could be diverted from landfill thanks to a new recycling plan. Empty tablet packaging can now be dropped off at national pharmacy stores in SA. The joint venture with Pharmacycle will see the plastic and aluminium turned into new products. And it's December 21, How to Make Gravy Day. The day relates to the Paul Kelly Christmas classic of the same name.
Hello, Dan. It's Joe.
Off the Sydney Thunder by 6 wickets. Matt Short starred with the bat, top scoring for Adelaide with 65 runs, helping the Strikers cruise to victory with 8 balls to spare.
Now, easily done. They are home and hosed now. And a very good win for the Adelaide Strikers here in Adelaide. 3 on the trot now. Too good for the Thunder.
Yeah, great stuff. Still on cricket, and Heather Graham has become just the second Australian woman to take a hat-trick in a T20 international, helping the Aussies beat India by 54 runs and claiming the series. Graham, who finished with remarkable figures of 4 for 8, says she came in to bowl the final over, not realising she was on a hat-trick.
Ash came running in from maybe square leg or something like that. Say doing some catches or whatever, and then T-Mac was like, oh, you're on a hat-trick, and we were like, alright, let's just maybe make a few adjustments, but yeah, there was nothing too major.
One of the world's fastest sprinters on 2 wheels, Caleb Ewan, will ride in next month's Tour Down Under. Well, finally, Essendon has reached a settlement with short-lived Chief Executive Andrew Thorburn, with the club donating an undisclosed sum to an ethics institute. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now the 5AA forecast.
You'll love it. Stunning new season outdoor furniture now in store at Vidula's Garden Centre, Gawler, opposite the racecourse.
A shower or 2 and a possible storm, 28 today, mostly sunny tomorrow, 24. Friday, partly cloudy, 25. Saturday, 25 as well. Right now, it's 22 degrees. More news as it happens on 5AA.
This is 5AA Summer Breakfast.
Welcome to Wednesday, 21st of December. How to make gravy, you heard there, of course, in the news with Mel. And in our opening bed there, big day for some. Lead up to Christmas. Tom Rehn, good morning to you.
And a very good morning to you as well. Yeah, it's a big day. The song has become a bit of a marker for people now. It's officially How to Make Gravy Day. So it's the 21st of December. The date is mentioned in the lyrics for his song. So A great Australian artist is Paul Kelly. I think many people would remember him, Lucy, from other songs like To Her Door, which was a 1987 classic, and before too long, he's a bit of an icon, is Paul Kelly, and that song as well has also got a bit of history about it. So, How to Make Gravy Day. Don't know if it's going to inspire you to get in the kitchen and do a bit of gravy. Maybe I'll try and do a bit of mushroom sauce. That's my favourite, so I'll try and maybe whip up a bit of that tonight. Yeah, I like the old mushroom.
Interesting.
You?
I mean, I like traditional gravy. I never make it myself. I'm not much of a cook. I'll leave that to Mum. But How to Make Gravy Day does mean, of course, we are one day closer to Christmas.
Yes.
4 days to go. If you do need to get into the shops to do some shopping, we're going to chat with Harbour Town today. So if you are down in the west near the airport, near IKEA, you can pop into Harbour Town. We'll be chatting with their centre manager about their opening hours and what deals they have on at the moment. Of course, Harbour Town will be flat out for Boxing Day sales. We'll find out what the go is there. Also on the show today, we're crossing with the Hutt Street Center. Christmas for some isn't always a happy time of year. We'll hear from what the Hutt Street Centre is doing this year. Sarah Greenhalgh in the UK. Snow in London last week. Bit of, not a foreign concept. It can get pretty cold in London, but I think just the amount of snow that they had, and it just appeared out of nowhere. We'll chat with Sarah about what Christmas in the UK looks like. And, of course, we're continuing our Dragonfly chat with Kristen Messenger from Bugs and Slugs. I just love insect chat. I'm really excited for it. She's great. We've had her on, Kristen, about, I think we had a mosquito chat with her. I think we had probably a snails chat with her. She covers all the bugs and slugs, as her business suggests. Looking forward to hearing a bit more about the dragonfly plague. Of course, if you are witnessing the dragonfly plague, we found out yesterday that they're around because they eat the mosquitoes, which isn't a bad thing because prime breeding for mozzies at the moment, so at least the dragonflies eat them.
Yeah, that's a very good thing. And we'll also talk to a Year 12 graduate. We got the Year 12 results, the SACE results, earlier in the week, Lucy, so we'll hear from one of those students just after 8 o'clock this morning. But you mentioned we're getting closer to Christmas, and the forecast was creeping up yesterday. Went up by a couple of degrees. It's pretty similar to what it was 24 hours or so ago, but lots of rain about the place yesterday. Thankfully, it didn't impact the cricket last night. It looked like it might have been the case. It was about 4:30 at our place. We're just in the inner south at Door Park, and heavy showers. I reckon there was a good 5 or 10 millimetres of rain that came down. It came down really strong, and I'm not sure if anyone got storms out there, but there was a good dump of rain yesterday. And it was forecast that we might get a few millimetres of rain, but yesterday it did come down pretty hard, and looks like we might get a few more today. So a little bit of wet weather before what's looking like a pretty dry and pleasant sort of 7 days or so, although there are a couple of hot days predicted, including Boxing Day and the day after.
Boxing Day, they've bumped up again, I note.
Yeah, 38 degrees for Boxing Day, and then the 27th, which is next Tuesday, 39. So that is scorching temperatures, and we're in the midst of a heat wave then, which is a long way from what we've been for much of this spring and summer. It's been really wet and pretty cold at times, but looks like it's going to be really hot just after Christmas.
Now, Tommy, I don't know how often you buy a lotto ticket, but tomorrow's Powerball up to $50 million. That would be pretty nice ahead of Christmas, New Year, holiday season, wouldn't it? 50 mil?
Regular buyer of lotto, Luce. Actually, on our wedding day, Sarah and I think I probably told the story, but we got 5 numbers and a sup. We were 1 number away from the jackpot. I think we won 13,000. So it was a nice.
That's good. You've paid off some of your wedding.
Yeah, paid
there
off.
And then.
So that was handy. And then I regularly buy one with my colleague Will McDonald across the road at Channel 9, and I reckon it was Craig Munn's wife's birthday, and he rang me up, and I thought, well, something's going on here, and we got 5 numbers that night, so I think we won about 900.
Wow.
But there's been a lot of failure in between. We would have given a bit of it back, but and the most annoying thing was I said, can you look at the ticket and tell me, I don't know why I did this to myself, I wanted a bit of torture, I think. I said, can you tell me what the first 5 numbers were read? And he told me, and it was that we had the first 5 numbers, so we were live going into the final. So if that wins, I think it would have been 1.5 or 2 million, which between the two of you would be a bit of a life changer, solve a lot of problems. So I will definitely be getting around tomorrow night, Lucy. I haven't got my ticket yet, but absolutely I'll be getting involved. What about you? Are you a buyer of lotto tickets?
I've actually never bought one.
Really? Syndicate? Or have you ever gone in like a work one? Or
No, nothing. Maybe I should. Maybe tomorrow's my day.
Beginner's luck, Lucy. Sometimes the best, and just go in and spend $10 or $20 and 50 million could be coming your way.
Yeah, so tomorrow's 50 mil is the 6th biggest jackpot by any Australian lottery game this year. There hasn't been any Powerball Division 1 winners during the past 3 draws. That's why we're now up to 50 mil. Up to 1 in 6 Australian adults are expected to have an entry in tomorrow's draw.
Well, I'll be one of those 6, and maybe, Lucy, you might be too for the first time. So there's a first time for everything. I think you should Look, I don't want to encourage you into something you don't want to do or into a form of gambling.
You know what? I'd like to win enough to earn back my ticket or just for lunch.
Yeah.
Go and buy myself a nice lunch. The last time someone won $50 million was only last month, 24th of November. A player from Forster in New South Wales pocketed $50 million in that Powerball jackpot.
Yeah, I don't know if we've had too many major winners in South Australia recently, but there have been some big jackpots this year. I reckon one has been above 100 million this year. There's been some whoppers out there.
There has been some, and I didn't realise as well there is a New Year's Eve $40 million mega draw as well.
Yep. So
you could be getting some pretty big cash in the next week or so if you are successful.
Just need a bit of luck. The odds are quite small, of course, but you never know, Lucy. My adage is you've got to be in it to win it.
Got to be in it to win it, of course. Ready now, here in SA, the postcode of 5,000. So that is Adelaide CBD, sold 2 Division 1 winning entries this year.
Okay.
So maybe there's a tip. Maybe if you're in the city and you come across a newsagent or a lotto stand, the one in City Cross Arcade, you could probably duck in there. That seems to be successful.
We're here, so there's no excuse for us.
Victoria finished this year on a high with the most Division 1 wins, with 142 entries that scored more than $394 million in prize money. Victorias get everything, don't they?
Yeah, well, probably a lot of downtime. They've been not doing much during COVID. They're starting to open up now, but maybe people are saying, you know what, I want to win a lotto ticket and be out of here. So perhaps that's the reason, and more people, of course.
I mean, money's not everything. Money cannot buy you happiness.
Exactly.
It can buy you things that might make you pretty happy, but on the whole, I think that it rings pretty true, that statement.
Yeah, I think so too. Of course, people with money would say that's just something poor people say, but
totally, that's us.
Exactly. But it would be a very, very. I like the stories best, Lucy. I think 50 million's too much for one person. I like the stories where I hear 20 or 30, factory workers have all gone in a syndicate together and they all win $1.5.
I love that.
$2 million each. I think they're the great stories because they're, winning it together. But then, of course, you hear the stories of, the one person that wasn't at work that day, missed the email, didn't go in the syndicate. Then there's the subsequent court cases. Money can do very strange things to people and can turn people on one another very, very quickly. So you also hear a fair bit of that as well.
You do. Anyway, 50 mil tomorrow night, Powerball, $40 million mega draw on New Year's Eve. Gamble responsibly, of course, but as you say, got to be in it to win it with those ones. Or you could just be like me and not buy them at all. And then wish you had.
You're not losing. You're not losing.
I'm not losing out. That's right. I'd sort of nearly rather spend $7 on a grande flat white than a ticket, to be honest. You can call us, of course, all morning, 8223 0000. Text us on the text line 0448 08 1395, or you can jump on the Facebook live stream or the YouTube live stream as well, all thanks to Foodland Supermarkets. It is 6:15 on How to Make Gravy Day. We'll be back with news headlines after this.
5AA mornings in 2023 start with David and Will, Adelaide's #1 breakfast show.
Premium unleaded? You better off filling your car up with Hill of Grace.
Then he's the best broadcaster on Adelaide radio.
That's a bit strong.
Okay. He's among the best broadcasters on Adelaide radio.
Depending on what you think.
And he's moving to 5AA mornings.
Excited that it's so close now.
Matthew Pantelis, now 9 till midday.
I tell you what.
Start your day right in 2023 on Adelaide's 5AA.
I'm Kathy Nagel, Chief Executive of Western Hospital Henley Beach. Ever wondered where you'd go if you needed several medical services at once? Well, wonder no more. For many patients, Western Hospital is a one-stop healthcare hub. Access everything you require without leaving the building or paying for parking. With our GP clinic, specialists on site, allied health, radiology, pathology, pharmacy, inpatient care and more, Why go anywhere else? Explore our services at westernhospital.com.au.
The first ever Corolla Cross SUV has arrived at Jarvis Toyota. Legendary reliability and versatile functionality, it's made to help you move through life with ease. With the choice of a 2-litre petrol engine or the latest 5th generation Toyota hybrid electric technology, the Corolla Cross is focused on quiet, efficient and powerful performance. Jarvis Toyota, South Road, Clovelly Park, proudly celebrating 21 years of great deals.
Apply for a mobile card for your business today. Visit mobilecard.com.au to get discounts on mobile quality fuels, 0 account fees and other exclusive benefits. Mobile Card, your business sorted.
Australia, this Christmas enjoy in-season fruit and veg at Coles. Right now, blueberries are in season and only $3 for a 125-gram punnet. In season at Coles. That's value the Australian way. Offer ends Tuesday.
For more than 10 years, Brenton Raglas and Kate Collins have brought you all the big stories on 9 News.
This is FIVEAA Summer Breakfast.
6:17 this morning. Already nice and bright outside over Hindmarsh Square. Usually by this stage in middle of December, the sun is absolutely streaming in. Not today, a little bit overcast.
It is, isn't it? Yeah, a couple of ominous-looking clouds over the Adelaide Hills, but we are forecast for a little bit of rain today, so maybe to get some throughout the morning and into the afternoon, but after that it's looking pretty nice in the lead up until Christmas, but it is a little bit ominous looking out there at the moment. Hopefully not too much rain to disturb you throughout today.
But no fear, it will get up to 39 by next Tuesday.
Yeah, warm, hot.
Hot is coming. Let's get to some news headlines. A recycling program for household blister pack waste has been launched here in SA. Empty tablet packaging can now be dropped off at any National Pharmacy stores to be recycled and turned into new products. The trial, which is being done at 9 of our stores, saw 6,000 blister packs diverted from landfill over 6 weeks. That's huge. I think that's excellent.
Yeah, I think it's a really good idea. You know, if they can look to be innovative in that kind of space and area, can only be a good thing.
We are recycling more and more these days. The Bank of England have unveiled the first banknotes featuring King Charles III, which are expected to be in circulation in the UK by mid-2024. The King's portrait will appear on all 4 of the UK's polymer notes and will only be printed to replace those that are worn.
It's going to be interesting, isn't it? I guess collectors now will be, keeping all of the old coins and, that memorabilia from, you and I, for example, and a lot of the listeners would have only ever had, money with Queen Elizabeth on it, whereas now the coins, it's going to change. So that will be significant when you actually see those starting to come through circulation.
That's right. It'll be definitely... Well, by mid-2024, it won't be a changing of the time because we will be used to King Charles by then, but just another part of the process when the reign changes.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, his coronation isn't until May, I think, which is still nearly a year, well, not quite a year, but a good 9 months after he took the reins. But I like hearing about the royals. They just sort of dribble out the news. If you're not Harry and Meghan, the main player, King Charles III, his positive news kind of just keeps coming out gradually, I find.
May the 6th, I think.
May the 6th is the coronation.
So, we're talking to Sarah Greenhalgh after 6:30, and I think, Lucy, you mentioned before that he's making his first address publicly, the Christmas address. So, for so long, for 70 years, it's been the Queen, whereas now it's King Charles who'll be doing that. So, it is a changing of the guard, isn't it? And you're seeing that with, some substantial moments where he has now an opportunity to I guess, be the monarch that, he's waited for his whole life to be.
Definitely. The Foreign Minister is expected to raise concerns about sanctions on Australian exports when she meets with her Chinese counterpart today. Penny Wong has touched down in China. Wine, barley and timber producers have all been hit with restrictions from Beijing. It is unlikely China will make any concessions straight away, but Senator Wong says it is crucial that the meeting happens.
The mark of success is dialogue itself. We obviously have a lot of issues to work through, and dialogue is a prerequisite for working through them.
Football Australia has issued lifetime bans to 2 men accused of taking part in a pitch invasion during the A-League's Melbourne derby on the weekend. One of the men is accused of throwing a bucket at Melbourne City goalkeeper Tom Glover, and Victoria Police have identified another 18 people as part of investigations. I think the 2 men who have been banned are 19 and 23 years old.
Yeah, so very young.
It's a long lifetime ban.
It is, and I guess now the issue is, how do you enforce that? So, you know, is there going to be photo identification kits? Very difficult to police, but they have to be hard on this. And now I think we're waiting to still hear sanctions on what's going to happen to the Melbourne Victory. Is there going to be a sanction of playing in front of empty stadiums when they have home games? Will there be loss of points? But first and foremost, I think they've got to find these people. I think there's still quite a few that you've said that they're trying to apprehend and talk to. And I think lifetime bans, at the very least, is something that needs to happen. There needs to be serious action taken for, you know, some credibility to be given back, I think, to the World Games. So much good came out of the World Cup, but so much of it was lost on Saturday night, unfortunately.
Such a shame. And the Taliban has announced the immediate closure of universities for women in Afghanistan. The move further restricts women's access to formal education, with girls already excluded from most secondary schools. Last month, women were banned from parks in the capital of Kabul, with claims that Islamic laws were not being followed. It just makes me so outraged. I loved going to uni. I loved having the ability to choose whether I went to university or not, or pursued any career I wanted. And the fact that these women are now banned from universities as well as secondary schools in Afghanistan is just makes me feel awful.
It's incredible to think, isn't it, sometimes that we live in a world like that where, you know, we do have the freedom of choice, as we should, for both males and females, and then in other parts of the world there's, you know, oppression like that. It's deeply disturbing. You know, it I guess goes to show how fortunate we are, but also how medieval, you know, parts of the world still are compared to where we live. It's amazing.
28 degrees, a shower or two today. Possible storm between 0 and 8 mils. 24 mostly sunny tomorrow. 25 partly cloudy on Friday. 25 cloud clearing for Christmas Eve before 32 and sunny on Christmas Day. Rennie, let's get a sports update. 10-year warranty and 10-year cap price servicing at Agostino, Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Elizabeth.
And we'll start with a bit of the cricket, Lucy, because it was a great win last night by the Adelaide Strikers. They played the Sydney Thunder, who of course they bowled out for 15 only a few days ago. This time it was much harder for them against the Thunder. The Thunder last night made 5 for 150, but the Strikers got it done with 8 balls to spare. This is how they brought up the winning runs.
Oh, easily done. They are home and hosed now. And a very good win for the Adelaide Strikers here in Adelaide. 3 on the trot now. Too good for the Thunder.
That audio there thanks to Fox Cricket. So, yeah, the Thunder won the toss, elected to bat. They didn't want to get bowled out for 15, and they were much better. Alex Hales, who used to play for the Strikers, made 68. Ollie Davies made 42. Bowling-wise, Rashid Khan was again very good. 1 for 25 from his 4 overs. Henry Thornton, who took 5 for 3, he continued his outstanding form, 2 for 18 from 3 overs, and Colin de Grandhomme took 2 for 27. So that was really good. And then batting-wise, Matt Short is having one hell of a tournament again, 65 from 44. As Brendan Julian just mentioned in the commentary, 3 from 3 now at the Strikers. It puts them in a great spot. Their net run rate is extremely solid. So on top at the moment, they should make the finals after that start, Lucy. A really good effort there by the Strikers. And I think the excitement will start to build now. They've got the New Year's Eve clash coming up, and that should be a really big one. But it's great to see the Strikers up and about. Jason Gillespie, the coach, doing a wonderful job with that team right now.
Finals are early February, is that right?
Yeah, I reckon it goes for quite a while, this tournament, so it's still, you know, quite a few games to go. But given their start and the way they're going, I think they're a very good chance and should, you know, hopefully be able to capitalise on that momentum. They seem to have a good team balance. Chris Lynn was solid yesterday, made 28. I think, you know, he's really shoring up that top order. Adam Hose has been really solid as well, batting at number 4, and de Grandhomme is looking like a pretty solid batting all-rounder. So things are looking good, fingers crossed, and touch wood for the Strikers at the moment, but they need to keep it going. Hey, the other story as well, which I thought was interesting, Lucy, was Lionel Messi. He posted an Instagram post. It was a bit of a gallery of, them being victorious at the World Cup. And that post has become the most liked Instagram post ever. He, of course, led Argentina to their first World Cup triumph in 36 years. Probably not that surprising, given 1.5 billion people or thereabouts watched the World Cup final around the world. But that series of posts has received more than 57 million likes for his collection of photos. Argentina, of course, winning the World Cup final. He was dominant, scored a couple of goals, then scored again in the penalty shootout. It was 3-3 after extra time. So 57 million likes. In fact, I think it's up to around 65 million now. Just incredible. But that just goes to show the global reach of someone like Lionel Messi. Just amazing. 65 million likes. What's that? Almost more than double the number of people that live in Australia.
Yeah, we're at about 26 million, nearly.
Yep, so about 2.5 times.
Yeah, 2.5 times the amount of people. They have touched back down in Argentina, of course. I think there was even an image, a footage of him just never letting the physical World Cup go.
The trophy, yeah.
The trophy, kissing the top of it, sleeping with it next to him on the pillow. The outrageous scenes in Argentina. I never found out if they had a public holiday on the Monday.
Yeah, and we would have seen, and you would have seen, Lucy, the drone vision of the city of Buenos Aires.
Incredible.
I mean, people scaling and climbing buildings and flagpoles. It was just littered with tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of people just in the streets of Buenos Aires. It was phenomenal. Such is the passion and the depth of feeling after winning an event like that. So incredible scenes, and I think the partying is going to continue for some time.
Rightly so. They played well.
Yeah, they did.
It was a great game. It was a true game of sportsmanship. Here we go. The Argentinian government declared Tuesday as a bank holiday. So it's Tuesday currently there at the moment. Obviously, that's when they touch down. It'll be about 5 o'clock in the afternoon at the moment in Buenos Aires. So they're just about to end their public holiday. There you go. We will be back at after the 6:30 news with Mel, heading to the UK.
There's nothing quite like celebrating the festive season with your pals. Parafield Airport Liquor Store, that is. And of course, your other pals too. Whether it's a unique gift, something different to serve, or your tried and true favourites, Sam, Jamie and the team can help you find whatever you need. You don't even need to get out of your car. Just use the drive-thru. Parafield Airport Liquor Store. Pals. Open till late 7 days. Next to Roulette's Tavern, Kings Road, Parafield.
Ray White. Big name in real estate, but also the biggest name in business broking. What makes us big? Our people, like Brett Buckley and his team. MBA, lecturer, and multi-time SA Business Broker of the Year. Brett doesn't just read a P&L, he feels it. If you're selling or expanding your business, Brett can take your business apart and find you more money. And we're not talking small change. Go on, touch base with Brett. Search Ray White Business Sales SA.
You simply can't imagine how it would feel to hear a doctor say, your child has a terminal genetic illness. Renee has heard those devastating words 3 times. Her 3 beautiful young kids may never see their 20th birthdays. Childhood dementia causes 90 deaths every year in Australia. It's a number similar to cancer. Little Heroes Foundation, in their support of sick kids, is right behind Renee and other families like hers. You can donate, volunteer and help fundraise by visiting littleheroesfoundation.com.au.
At Steinborner, it's always been well worth the trip. Now we're evolving to include Steinborner Electric, where it's well worth the trip to the future. With Hyundai, Kona Extended Range, Ioniq Electric and Ioniq 5. Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross Plug-in Hybrid, all-new Outlander Plug-in Hybrid, Ford Escape PHEV and E-Transit. And now the new Benzina Zero Electric scooters and mopeds. Thinking electric vehicles? There's only one place to go. Steinborner Electric. It's well worth the trip to the future.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head online to 5AA Facebook or search 5AA on YouTube. This is Adelaide's 5AA.
A shower or two and a possible storm today, 28. With the 6:30 news, I'm Mel Usher.
The Samtaz South Aussie Seafood Christmas sale is on now, with large cooked king prawns just $27.99 a kilo.
Commuters who use metro bus routes may see major disruptions over the coming weeks. Union members have voted in support of taking industrial action, with negotiations for a new enterprise agreement with Torrens Transit at a standstill and driver safety at an all-time low. It's 1-2 for Labor in the annual list of SA's most influential people. The Power 50 in today's Advertiser has Foreign Minister Penny Wong in top spot. Premier Peter Malinauskas, who won the state election in March, is second. The Shahin family, Police Commissioner Grant Stevens and Fringe Director Heather Kroll also made the list. Exporters who lost their access to the Chinese market 2 years ago are waiting to see if the Foreign Minister's visit to Beijing will produce a trade breakthrough. Tariffs imposed by the overseas market devastated the $1.2 billion wine industry, along with the seafood, barley and beef sectors. The sanctions are tipped to head discussions when Penny Wong meets with her counterpart today. Taylor's Wine's Managing Director Mitchell Taylor is hoping the meeting will be productive.
Very positive about having some initial talks to try to reverse this ridiculous situation that we've got into. I think it will take a lot of time to get our duties down to zero, but any talks are positive.
Thousands of people are expected to attend a public memorial for slain constables Rachel McCrow and Matthew Arnold in Brisbane this morning. The young officers were shot and killed along with neighbour Alan Dare during an ambush at a Williambilla property last week. There'll be a full guard of honour after the ceremony at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre. A 97-year-old woman has been sentenced in Germany for her role in the Holocaust. Carrie-Anne Greenbank has more.
Well, this may well be Germany's last Nazi war crimes trial. 97-year-old Irmgard Fürkner has been found guilty of aiding and abetting the murder of more than 10,500 people and has been handed a 2-year suspended sentence. The 97-year-old was 18 at the time and working as a secretary to the commander of the Stutthof concentration camp in Nazi-occupied Poland. It's estimated more than 60,000 people died at that camp, many of them killed in the gas chambers.
IKEA is recalling one of its food products. There are concerns about the potential presence of metal in the 400-gram packets of Dame almond cake. Customers are advised not to consume the product and to return it to the place of purchase for a full refund. Huge swarms of dragonflies are taking over the skies. Experts say unseasonably cool and wet conditions are to blame. Chris Messenger from Bugs and Slugs says the weather is encouraging the tiny predators to feed and breed.
We're seeing this phenomenal event where all the dragonflies have had months and months and months of breeding time, when normally they'd have a break.
And Lionel Messi has a new claim to fame. His World Cup winning photo has become the most popular picture ever on Instagram. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Gliderroll Garage Doors' new Platinum and Native Series sectional doors are here. Gliderroll.com.au.
Here's Jace Kemp.
Thank you, Mel. We'll start with cricket, and the Adelaide Strikers have continued its unbeaten start to the season with a 6-wicket win over the Thunder. Matt Short started with a bat, smashing 8 boundaries to clock up 65 runs and helped the home side cruise to victory with 8 balls to spare.
Flicked away into the deep and over the rope. That is a big 6 for Matt Short.
Yeah, great stuff there. Australia has crushed India by 54 runs to wrap up the women's T20 series in Mumbai. Heather Graham finished with remarkable figures of 4 from 8 from just 2 overs, including a hat-trick. The medium pacer revealing it was a last-minute decision to bowl a quicker ball.
I was going to bowl slow ball and then I was like, nah, stuff that. I'm going to bowl on pace, which I probably haven't done much this tour, so I thought it was a little bit of another change-up sort of that I have under my sleeve, considering I bowl so many slow balls.
9-time stage winner Caleb Ewan has confirmed he'll ride in the Tour Down Under next month. Well, finally, Australia's top golfer Cam Smith has been given the all-clear to play in the Masters, with the Augusta welcoming live golfers next year. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now the 5AA forecast.
You'll love it. Stunning new season outdoor furniture now in store at Vidula's Garden Centre, Gawler, opposite the racecourse.
A top of 28 today with a shower or two and a possible storm. Mostly sunny tomorrow, 24. Friday, partly cloudy, 25. Right now, it's 22 degrees. More news as it happens on 5AA.
This is 5AA Summer Breakfast.
6:35, it is the 21st of December. It is Happy Gravy Day to those Paul Kelly fans out there. 4 days until Christmas. We'll head across to the Weather Bureau shortly to find out how much rain we've had here in the city. We've had more than 2 mils, I think, since 9 a.m, but no fear for those hot weather lovers. It'll be 38 degrees up by Boxing Day, 32 degrees for Christmas Day on Sunday. That is not far away. We welcome to the conversation Sarah Greenolt, Channel 7 for Channel 7 in the UK. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning, guys. 38, that sounds good.
Yes, well, this is what I wanted to ask you. You guys have had snow in London recently.
Oh, it was actually amazing. All the Christmas carols make sense. Winter Wonderland, Baby It's Cold Outside, all of that. So it snowed, not Sunday, so 2 Sundays ago, basically. And it was quite incredible in the 3 years that I've been here. I haven't seen it stay around for so long. So it didn't melt for 6 days. It only changed on Sunday when it all of a sudden jumped from sub-zero temperatures to 14 degrees, which I know this sounds crazy, but it actually did feel balmy. I walked out to go to the gym in the morning and it almost felt like a warm sea breeze compared to how cold it had been. But it is different to back home. My mum and dad actually arrive on Thursday, so they'll be in for a nice little change from Queensland. But I think about 10 degrees on Christmas Day, so definitely not too bad by British standards.
What are your plans for Christmas Day, Sarah? Will you head to a pub with your parents and do a big pub roast lunch, or are they going to crash at your house and hopefully it doesn't snow?
They're crashing at mine, and then we're going to have a big friend Christmas, which will be really great. But I've sort of got a few activities planned for them. So we're going to Christmas carols at Royal Albert Hall, and then a lunch on Christmas Eve. But there is a really nice vibe here. The lights in London are just amazing at this time of the year, along Oxford Street and Regent Street in particular. Like I said, all the songs make sense. The trees are fresh and they survive a little bit longer than they do back home. But the funny part is my husband and I went to get our Christmas tree last week, and none of us really have cars over here because you rely on public transport. So there we were on the bus on the 19, going back down the road with our Christmas tree, beanies on, trudging through the 3-day-old snow. I did have a moment. I was like, what have I become?
Wow.
But it's all very good fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And Sarah, it's been a huge 12 months over there in the UK. We know that. And, a real moment in change. King Charles set to make his Christmas address, something we haven't seen or we've seen from the Queen for the past 70 years or so. So that's going to be a significant event.
Yeah, and a big change for people around the world, but especially here in Britain. It really is an event to sit down at 3 p.m. when the Queen's speech is broadcast. A lot of families here plan their entire days, their lunches, their dinners around when her broadcast was. For the past few years, especially over COVID, it was really poignant, and I think that's something that I will always remember from living here was the Queen's speech at Christmas. So this will be the King's first. I think it was actually broadcast today or maybe in the past couple of days. So who knows what he'll talk about. About family togetherness, perhaps. I'm sure the tabloids will have fun pulling apart all sorts of secret messages that could be in that one. But, it has been a huge year of change here in the UK. We've had 3 prime ministers. Started the year with Boris Johnson. There was Liz Truss, and we've now got Rishi Sunak. I know there is around the world a cost of living crisis, but that's really hitting hard here. There are families who can barely afford to turn their heating on, let alone go out and buy Christmas presents and turkeys and all the rest of it. Speaking of turkeys, there's been an avian flu outbreak, bird flu, so there's been talk about turkey shortages. There's also been a lot of strikes. So there was a major NHS strike here today with nurses, ambulance workers are doing the same this evening, and then there's been rail strikes as well. So there's been a lot of chaos on the transport system. So there's a bit going on, and then obviously the monumental change with Her Majesty passing away in September. But I think all in all, people are really grateful this Christmas as well to be able to spend it with their families again, despite the fact that things might be tough, because the past few winters in this country were really difficult with COVID. It's when the lockdowns were hitting the hardest, and when people were sort of trapped in their homes and not able to see people. So that's a nice change. I guess you've got to take the small wins, don't you?
No doubt. And
Sarah, sorry, that's what I was just going to ask. Obviously, people are happy to spend it with their families. I know the Christmas holidays in the UK, I mean, here we get 6 weeks of school holidays. I think it's only a 2-week holiday there over Christmas, New Year's. But are people just relieved to actually get to the holidays this time? I know cost of living is really tough at the moment, but are people just happy to be having a break?
Yeah, and I think that it's just everyone's just hanging out for a break. The other big change as well here was people have gone back to the office, throughout this year for the first time in 2-3 years. So even that, dealing with, and it might seem trivial, but dealing with the rail strikes every day. I know my own husband, he basically at the moment is, whether he goes into the office or not is dependent on whether the tubes are running or the trains are running that day, or whether it's going to be too difficult, so then they tell everyone to work from home. So there's been all of that going along as well, which is a lot to factor in. And then you look globally, in my job as Europe correspondent, I've been to Ukraine 3 times this year. And obviously what's happening there is having that flow-on effect on gas prices, and that's why people's heating here is so expensive. So I guess people are mindful of that, of the fact that the war is ongoing as well. So there's a lot of serious stuff that people are dealing with day to day. So I really do think that the fact that they can spend it together this Christmas and have a couple of days of fun. And like you say, it is only a short break here. Most offices then start up again the 2nd or 3rd of January. And it's right back into it for another year. But I did see a funny little meme the other day. Someone posted saying, no one, proclaimed that this is my year, 2023 is it. Let's just all sort of walk and tread carefully into this new one and hope for the best, which I think is how a lot of people are feeling.
And Sarah, as well, I notice Harry and Meghan never far from the headlines, and Jeremy Clarkson, I think, just, in the past few hours, who was the star of Top Gear, very well-known person over there in the UK and around the world, has written an article about Meghan, basically saying he hated her and wanted to see her paraded through the streets. It's received a record number of complaints, and he's now asking for the article to be taken down.
Yeah, this has caused a lot of controversy, and it's becoming quite political as well. I think about 60 MPs is now joining together, basically asking for the Sun to ensure that it never publishes anything like this again. His comments were not great. He said it was a reference to the Game of Thrones scene. Yep. But yeah, I think there's been, like you say, a record number of complaints in the UK, no matter how you feel about what Harry and Meghan are doing, about what they've said, about the docuseries. I'm not sure if you guys watched all 6 episodes like us, but I think regardless, what he said, the general consensus is that he went too far. Even his own daughter called him out on it. Yeah. I don't think we've heard the end of that one, but he certainly hasn't done himself any favours publicity-wise. For it to be a record number of complaints, I think says it all.
Well, Sarah, I can tell you neither of us have watched any of the Harry and Meghan Netflix special.
You know what? A personal opinion, my work aside, I'm very jealous of both of you because that is 6 hours and I'm not getting that.
I've been threatening to watch it for about every day for 2 weeks straight, and I haven't committed at all. So I don't think it'll be happening this year for me to watch that. Maybe.
No, and there's more to come. There's his memoir out on the 10th of January. So,
golly,
that might be under the Christmas tree. You never know.
Oh, well, good luck to you. I know you'll have to do some work on that for your Channel 7 duties. But Sarah, thank you for joining us this morning. Have a wonderful cold Christmas over there with your parents. Hopefully you get some more snow to make it a white Christmas.
Thanks so much, guys, and same to you and your family. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, Sarah. Sarah Greenhalgh there for Channel 7 in the UK. Sarah's had an exceptional year. Ukraine numerous times, covering stories all over Europe, stories all over the UK, and then unseasonable snow that hung around for 6 days.
It's been an incredible 12 months, like you say. It's funny, I've got a 4-year-old Charlie, and he keeps asking me why we're not getting snow over here. And I said, not in this part of the world, Charlie. And he's desperate for it to be snowing. So if he was up listening or was able to see what they're experiencing over there, I'm sure he'd want to be there. But no, got to be a very different story over here. We'll have the hot one here.
Exactly right, poor Charlie. He'll learn all about that in geography and more in a few years' time. Just been sent a tweet here on the text line, 0448 08 1395. An estimated 4 million people walking around the streets of Buenos Aires right now.
Goodness.
There is about 1 million here in Adelaide, let's say. There's 4 million people walking in Buenos Aires right now. The pictures out of the World Cup returning to the country is just insane. If you're near a computer, do a quick Google of Buenos Aires celebrations. It is quite incredible to see. Let's check traffic for the first time this morning. Join ABA Plumbing's Christmas fundraiser with Santa, Bouncy Castle and Family Fun this Friday at 10 till 4 in Stepney.
Thanks, Lucy, and good morning. At Millbrook, got a smashing car all over North East Road near Millbrook Road. Road part blocked at the moment. Air brake change traffic conditions due to intersection upgrade works. Fullerton Road at Crossroads, speeds at 40. Got some works at Dry Creek, slowing up the drive-in today. Wingfield interchange off-ramp just near the Salisbury Highway there. And we've got cameras at Main North Road, Blarathal, and Press Road, and Brooklyn Park. Tradies this December at Bob Jane T-Marts, buy 3, get 1 free, plus instant cash back on top tyre brands. All with their tyre satisfaction guarantee. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Hey Striker fans, it's Rashid Khan here. New Year's Eve is my favorite night of the year and I would love to celebrate it with all of you at Adelaide Oval. It will be a massive night of entertainment. Not only will you watch us take on Melbourne Stars, you will also see the Temper Trap perform live. Finish your year the right way and spend it with us at Adelaide Oval. Get your tickets today at adelaidestrikers.com.au. See you all there.
Are you ready for this? Mawson Lakes Mazda's 2022 plate clearance is on now. We have amazing deals across the entire range, all on site, ready for immediate delivery. Pick from an extensive range of models and colours to suit your style. The sooner you get to the showroom, the better your chance for securing your dream car. But hurry, the 2022 plate clearance won't last. Mawson Lakes Mazda, Adelaide's largest Mazda dealer. Salisbury Highway, just a short drive from the city.
Every year, families all over Adelaide enjoy the festive season with Chanellas because they make it so easy to entertain guests.
And with Chanellas, there's no running around. They'll do it all for you. Just jump online and place your order. It is that easy.
Everyone knows Chanellas are the masters of platters, hot or cold, grazing boxes, arancini platters, schnitzel platters, hot seafood platters, cheese platters, fruit platters and so much more, including continental cakes, cannoli, tiramisu. The list just goes on and it's so easy to order online.
Yeah, it's fantastic, isn't it, Lucy? Remember, with Chanellas, everything is lovingly made in-house from scratch. So fresh by their chefs and patisserie chefs. So get your Christmas orders in now. You're running out of time. Call into 62 Prospect Road, Prospect, or go online at chanellasmarket.com.au. That website again is chanellasmarket.com.au. Chanellas, best and fresh. It's a way of life this Christmas.
G'day, Graham Ross here. Sudden Impact for Lawns has always been my go-to. Now it's even better together with Populate. Sudden Impact for Lawns plus Populate is still an organic-based premium granular fertiliser, but now with the added benefits of billions of living beneficial microbes. Ideal for all types of lawns, trees, even hedges, and be amazed at the results. Sudden Impact for Lawns plus Populate. Available in all good garden centres, nurseries and retailers.
Apply for a mobile card for your business today. Visit mobilecard.com.au to get discounts on mobile quality fuels, zero account fees and other exclusive benefits. Mobile Card, your business sorted.
For more than 10 years, Brenton Raglas and Kate Collins have brought you all the big stories on 9 News.
This is 5AA Summer Breakfast.
6:49 on the 21st of December. Don't forget, you can call us with whatever you like this morning, 8223 0000, or shoot us a text, 0448 08 1395, or jump on the Foodland Supermarkets Facebook and YouTube live streams. You'll see Rennie there, day 3 of T-shirt, activewear. I'm back in my ski jacket, although yes. I don't think it is actually that cold. We welcome John Fisher from the Bureau of Meteorology. John, another sort of mild morning, but I'm still in the ski jacket.
Yeah, that's right. Look, it is a mild morning, so currently around 22 in the city. Got down to 20 overnight, so not quite as warm as last night, but a bit of humidity in the air after some showers and even some thunderstorms that did move through kind of overnight. So, look, a bit muggy today, headed for 28 degrees in the city. Still kind of fairly warm conditions, but that cloud cover keeping things a touch cooler than the last couple of days. So we have seen some of those showers and storms move through overnight. It was a bit patchy, but around 3 millimetres generally, and could be in for some more as we move through the day today. So looking at the radar, there is some bits and pieces around and moving in from the northwest. So we could see something today. And if we get under one of these showers or storms, could be a little bit heavy at times. So keep an eye on the radar today. But that activity should generally clear out and be more likely over the hills or east of the hills as we move into the afternoon. And then from there on in, we're looking at, in the lead up to Christmas, kind of a milder few days. So temperatures in the mid-20s and, dry conditions. So pretty good weather over the next few days from Thursday through to Saturday. And then really warming up as we look at the weekend and into early next week. So Sunday itself looking still around that kind of low 30s number, 32 currently for Adelaide and the sunny day, and then up into the high 30s for Boxing Day and beyond. So, looking quite hot next week, guys.
Got to be very hot. John, just quickly, how much rain did we get yesterday? Because it was a reasonable dump where I was at Door Park.
Look, it was a bit variable. We had about 3 millimetres in the city and a few other places across the metro. Up in the hills, Mount Crawford had 7 millimetres, but, there may have been some isolated high falls in there.
Thank you very much, John. We'll chat with you ahead of Christmas. Thank you. Let's head across to Sapole now. Kimberly Broad is on duty for the cops. Kimberly, a man's been arrested for breaking into a construction site.
Yeah, it was about 2 o'clock this morning that police responded to some alarm activations at a school that's under construction on Findon Road. Now, police patrols attended and spoke with a security officer who was on site, and he's reported hearing some angle grinder noises coming from within the premises. So we've searched the site and located a man still on scene. He's immediately ran off, but was quickly arrested by patrols. And we discovered that the man had brought his own angle grinder with him to gain entry to some metal toolboxes at the site. So a 49-year-old man from Port Lincoln, he's been charged with serious criminal trespass, going equipped to commit an offence and theft, and he's been bailed to appear in Port Adelaide Court in January.
Now, Kimberly, I don't want to make light of, obviously, illegal activity, but bringing your own angle grinder, is that what you might classify as organised crime?
Well, he's definitely prepared. He just needs to prepare himself in other avenues of life, I think.
Yeah, I'll give myself a pat on the back for that bad joke.
No, it's good, Lucy. Good. You're on fire at this time of the morning. And also, Kimberly, a man's been reported for doing a burnout at Parafield yesterday.
Yeah, it was just before 11:30 yesterday morning. So police were in an unmarked police car and stopped at traffic lights on Kings Road and Anderson Drive at Parafield. They've noticed the driver behind them. There's smoke coming from the vehicle, and they were shocked to actually realise that the driver of that Nissan station wagon was actually doing a burnout behind them. So we think the driver got a bit of surprise when the patrols then activated their red and blues and stopped the car. So a man from Paralawi, a 38-year-old, he's been reported for misuse of a motor vehicle, driving in a dangerous manner, and his car's been impounded for 28 days. So he'll be appearing in court Adelaide Day over that matter.
Excellent. Kimberly, thank you. You can use that joke later on.
Thank you. Your licence to do that. I couldn't deliver it like you did, Ellis.
Yeah,
it's all about the timing.
I mean, I barely delivered it. Let's face it. Thank you, Kimberly, for supporting my bad joke. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Send us all your bad jokes if you like on the text line this morning. 0448 08 1395. I love a good festive bad pun, bad joke, dad jokes.
Well, dad jokes. I should be good at those. Yeah, exactly.
Craig on the Foodland Supermarkets live stream says, if you're still in your ski jacket, Lucy, turn the aircon temperature up or open the window. Cracking mild morning. Well, this is why I'm in my ski jacket, because of all the tech in the studio. it can actually get quite cold. It's definitely warm out in the office, but just in the studio, I find the aircon just a bit too much.
He does vary room to room, though, at times in here, doesn't it? So you are entitled to have it on. I don't feel it as much as you, though. You do feel the cold,
I feel it every day of my life. But the second that it gets above 30, I'm very excited to be heading outside. Now, we do mention the weather, of course. Last night was, in fact, a code blue for those who are sleeping rough and sleeping on the streets this year. And, of course, Christmas for some isn't always a happy time. We welcome Chris Burns, the CEO of Hutt Street Center, to the show. Morning, Chris.
Morning, Lucy. Good morning, Tom. Thanks for inviting me on.
No, well, thanks for coming on, Chris. We know that for many it is a really happy time, but every year your job becomes even that little bit more important. What are you doing to support those who are sleeping rough this year?
At the moment, Lucy, we're seeing record numbers. Last week alone, we had over 730 client visits to the centre, so that just means we step up our effort. We're still providing meals every day, those basic immediate requirements of showers, a change of clothes, plus access to visiting services like our nurse and lawyers and what have you. This year we'll be open for Christmas Day, and we'll put on a big traditional Christmas lunch of ham and turkey, and we'll expect to see, again, a record number in for Christmas lunch. And of course, they'll all get a gift to go away with.
Which is fantastic and so important, Chris. It's funny you say record numbers, needing assistance at the moment and that you'll have on Christmas Day. I don't know if it's just because I'm noticing it more or, it's more visible, but there does seem to be a lot of people that are living it rough, around the city streets and doing it tough, and Christmas really rams it home, doesn't it?
It does, and we're still dealing with the effects of the pandemic and the flow on from that, but we're really experiencing the impact of the cost of living increases at the moment, and even more so now, rental increases and people losing their rental accommodation because the rents are being pumped up. And interesting, we've also got a flow of some clients coming down from northern New South Wales from the floods who have, down here sleeping in their cars because they weren't able to get housing up in New South Wales. But certainly the cost of living and the rental squeeze is really having a significant impact.
Chris, if people want to donate to the Hutt Street Centre this year, I know you guys don't take sort of fresh food. If people want to know, but what's the best way that we can help out this Christmas?
The best way is to go to our website, huttstreetcentre.org.au, and that has a list of priority items. But we're looking at the personal hygiene items, toiletries, non-perishable food that's in containers that are easy to open and easy to prepare, underwear and socks, those basic items that we have a high usage rate of. And they have a high demand for. But the best thing is to just have a look at the website and feel free to drop stuff by the centre. And we've actually got a little Santa's cave going in the centre at the moment, wrapping up packages of gifts so that we can give out to the clients and their kids on Christmas Day.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us, Chris Burns, the
Pleasure.
CEO of the Hutt Street Centre. So that website again, huttstreetcentre.org.au. Jump on there, see how you can donate this Christmas to help those who really need it. Coming up after 7 o'clock, we are chatting to some more Good Samaritans of SA. Helen Aldridge, she works for Willowwood Sanctuary. She's helping rescue the animals that are tied up in the Riverland floods at the moment. We'll be back after the 7 o'clock news.
5AA's Tech Talk with your host, Adelaide Tech Guy Richard Pascoe. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
A fresh new phone might be a great way to start the new year, and right now Harvey Norman has great Christmas deals on phones. Maximise every moment with a Nokia C31 with a dazzling 6.7-inch HD display and triple rear and selfie cameras. You'll get awesome photography day or night. Plus, Android 12 gives you the latest innovations from Google, including enhanced privacy. The Nokia C31 is just $198, save $70. Or there's the Samsung A33. It comes with a large and immersive 6.4-inch display for videos and movies. It comes with protection specially made to safeguard your device from accidental splashes and dust. The Samsung A33, save $100 down to $498.
Check out this great offer at 5AA.com.au. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
Great pals are all you need for a great festive season.
That's why at Parafield Airport Liquor Store, we try everything before it's one of our pals, which are made up of over 200 gins, 300 beers, 500 international and local whiskies, and 2,000 wines. But whether you're after a drop for yourself or spoiling your work pals, you'll find the best festive pals at Parafield Airport Liquor Store. Parafield Airport Liquor Store. Pals, next to Roulette's Tavern, Kings Road, Parafield.
Online, on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. Talking Adelaide. This is Adelaide's 5AA.
A shower or two and a possible storm, 28 today. With the 7 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher.
The Samtaz South Aussie Seafood Christmas sale is on now, with crayfish just $77.80 a kilo.
Torrens Transit drivers have voted in support of strike action. It's after their enterprise agreement negotiations came to a standstill. Bus services across the metro area may be disrupted from Christmas Eve, with workers pushing for improved safety conditions and better pay. 2 Queensland police officers will be remembered as heroes today, as thousands gather to pay their respects to the young constables who were shot dead. Laura Anderson has more.
Murdered in cold blood by 3 people with a hatred of police. Constables Matthew Arnold and Rachel McCroy lost their lives last Monday during what they thought was a routine job at Weambilla in the Western Downs. And this morning they'll be farewelled at a memorial service at the scale of a state funeral with up to 8,000 expected to attend. That includes their families, friends and the wider police community. Although a sad occasion, the detectives organising the service say they want it to also be a celebration of their lives. There will then be a funeral for neighbour Alan Dare, who also died in the ambush on Friday.
The plight of 2 detained Australians is likely to be raised when the Foreign Minister sits down with her Chinese counterpart today. Penny Wong is making the first ministerial visit to Beijing since relations soured in 2019. The journalist and author have been in prison for years, accused of breaching national security laws. Senator Wong says she's pushing for their release.
I will continue to advocate for Australians detained, as I always do. Australia always raises the issue of human rights at all levels as appropriate.
The Taliban has announced the immediate closure of universities for women in Afghanistan. The move further restricts women's access to formal education, with girls already excluded from most secondary schools. Last month, women were banned from parks in the capital, Kabul, with claims Islamic laws were not being followed. There's been a hero's welcome in Buenos Aires for the Argentinian soccer team, with tens of thousands taking to the streets. Alison Petrowski has the details.
Led by captain Lionel Messi, the team touched down at Buenos Aires airport at 3 a.m. local time to a sea of fans who had waited all night to catch a glimpse of the World Cup winners. The team boarded an open-air bus and participated in a parade through the city streets, shutting down the central business district with celebrations lasting more than 12 hours. Argentinian President Alberto Fernandez has declared today a national holiday so the country could celebrate the victory.
Splendour in the Grass organisers have been fined $100,000 for failing to comply with a traffic management plan. Thousands of festival goers were turned away due to flooded campgrounds during the July Music Festival in New South Wales, causing traffic chaos. Organisers will pay $10,000 to 10 nearby schools for disrupting students and teachers. And the hot pink suit that Robbie Williams wore at the AFL Grand Final has been donated to the McGrath Foundation. It will be auctioned off during the pink test at the SCG in January. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Gliderall Garage Doors, adding strength, safety and style to South Australian homes for over 40 years. Gliderall.com.au.
It's over to Jace Kemp.
Thank you, Mel. To cricket first, and the Adelaide Strikers' perfect start to the Big Bash season has continued with a 6-wicket win over the Thunder. Matt Shaw blasted 65 runs from just 44 balls to help the Strikers cruise to victory.
Pitch is up. Oh, sweetly hit. It could be another boundary. It is 50 up for Matt Short here in Adelaide.
Yeah, great stuff there. Josh Hazlewood and Scott Boland are locked in a battle to play in the Boxing Day Test at the MCG. Former Test captain Mark Taylor believes it will be hard to drop Boland after his recent form.
If you had to nail me down, I'd stick with Scotty Boland. Has proven that he deserves his place in the team. Bowling beautifully and on these pitches, which are doing a little bit. he's ideal because he's attacking the stumps all the time.
Meantime, Australia has crushed India by 54 runs to wrap up the women's T20 series in Mumbai. Sprint star Caleb Ewan will ride in next month's Tour Down Under, while finally officials at Augusta have confirmed players who defected to the Live Golf Tour will be allowed to play at next year's Masters. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Refresh your bathroom with a quick and affordable bathroom makeover. Visit bathroomwerx.com.
At Millbrook, got a smashing car roll over North East Road near Millbrook Road. Road part blocked at the moment. Urbray changed traffic conditions due to intersection upgrade works. Fullerton Road at Crossroads, speeds down to 40. Got work slowing things up this morning at Eastwood, Glen Osmond Road near Greenhill Road. Also slow going around Dry Creek, the Wingfield interchange off-ramp near the Salisbury Highway. With cameras at Port Road, West Hindmarsh and Ryan's Road at Parafield Gardens. Order your barista-made iced lattes on the OTR app. It's quick, convenient, and every fifth C coffee is free. Open 24/7. Making life easy. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA weather.
You'll love it. Stunning new season outdoor furniture now in store at Vidula's Garden Centre, Gawler, opposite the racecourse.
A shower or two and a possible storm for your Wednesday with a top of 28, mostly sunny tomorrow 24, Friday partly cloudy 25, cloud clearing Saturday 25. Right now it's 22 degrees. More news as it happens on 5AA.
The first ever Corolla Cross SUV has arrived at Jarvis Toyota. Legendary reliability and versatile functionality, it's made to help you move through life with ease. With the choice of a 2-litre petrol engine or the latest 5th generation Toyota hybrid electric technology, the Corolla Cross is focused on quiet, efficient and powerful performance. Jarvis Toyota, South Road, Clovelly Park, proudly celebrating 21 years of great deals.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head online to 5AA Facebook or search 5AA on YouTube. This is 5AA Summer Breakfast.
7 minutes after 7, top of 28 today. You got Lucy and Tom Rehn in the chairs for the rest of the week. It is the 21st of December, 4 days until Christmas. And it is How to Make Gravy Day for all those Paul Kelly lovers out there. I believe Angie's doing something on the best gravy recipe later.
Is that right? I used to make a good gravy when I was in Melbourne. I don't know why I stopped doing it, but a little bit of white wine in there, sour cream, mix it through the Gravox as well. Used to love making the gravy.
Oh my God, I've got a new David Penberthy over here.
Oh goodness, nothing like that, no. But a good gravy can really finish off a great meal, I think, can't it?
Definitely can. If you've got any secret tips that you put in your
send them
gravy
through.
that you're willing to share, we don't have to read them out. Well, we do, but
yeah,
would love to hear your tips and tricks for the perfect Christmas gravy. Christmas, of course, looking a little bit different for those up in the Riverland this year. It has been a highly stressful time for all the residents who've had to move out of their homes or their shacks or pack up all their belongings, and the owners of the caravan parks who just don't know what's going to happen and how much of their properties will actually be flooded. But of course, one man is helping out the animals at the moment. We welcome Mark Aldridge from Willowwood Sanctuary to the show. Morning, Mark.
Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, we're well, thank you. And you are doing God's work at the moment in the Riverland. You are looking out for the animals, mostly kangaroos that are stuck in rising waters. Is that right?
Yeah, it's an interesting type of rescue. I've been doing a disaster and flood response for, I don't know, 20 years, I suppose. And this is the most weird one to adapt to because I've never been in a situation where you're trying to catch roos to relocate them and they can run into water and swim. So, and unfortunately, their swimming ability is reasonable, but they don't know where they're going. So they generally, unfortunately, pass. They swim out to sea, basically, so to speak.
Yeah, so you're out there mostly in boats, obviously. You're just hoping to spot them while they're in the water, or are you trying to get them before they even go near the water?
Well, we're trying to get them before they go in. And what's happening is certain areas, the water comes in and it rises and there's a high point in the middle of the river. And they find themselves on the high point. And when we were out there the other day, there were groups of kangaroos. I think there was 2 or 3 spots of land left, dry land, a couple of metres square. And they were stuck on those. So we managed to get 18 out on last Friday.
Wow.
And then we've had small crews in, but I realised straight away that the equipment we were using just wasn't adequate. We can't, obviously you don't know what's under the water when this has happened. So you can have trees, you can have fencing, that type of thing under the water. So you have to have a certain type of boat, and there wasn't anything large that existed. So we sort of put a call out. An initial call out was just for an aluminium dinghy, so we could at least be doing a couple at a time. And one of the issues we were having was that, you rescue a couple of kangaroos, and then you spend the next hour, because you can't go fast in the river to do any damage, so it's very, very slow speeds. And then by the time you got into land and back out to get more, the river was rising at 100 mil, 50 mil, 100 mil in that time. So we've actually purchased. We put a fundraiser around. It's been amazing, really. I suppose not huge money or anything, but a lot of people are helping. So we've actually bought a custom-made oyster punt, which is quite a large boat, but it sits in the water only about 100 mil.
Wow!
And it's double aluminium, so we can go anywhere with it and pull up. And then, of course, we have enough people on board, enough equipment on board that we can carry out quite a few hours of rescue and then do the one journey in with the kangaroos and other people. Plus, we can do disaster response too, to a degree. I mean, sadly to say, we've actually had to rescue a few people that have gone out in tinnies to get to their homes. And they're not, let's say, okay with the use of a tinny. And we've come across a couple of capsized tinnies and people clinging to trees as well. So I suppose it's going to be great to have this, and we because we'd like a second engine for travelling right into the backs of the properties there, so that we can get right in and get the last roost remaining.
Sorry, I was just going to ask, Mark, when you do get the kangaroos, 18 on one day last Friday, do you take them to a vet servicing up in the Riverland, or do you bring them? You guys are based at Penfield Gardens, I know, but do you sort of bring them back closer to city vets?
No, this is catch and release. Kangaroos are interesting. In South Australia, the regulations, if you've got an injured kangaroo and you have to look after it for a while, release is not an option here. So this has to be quick catch and release to avoid myopathy. So we have vets on hand that give them mild medications to stop them stressing, and then we release them immediately. So back onto land. That's been the big problem we've had in this situation. For instance sake, if I get a call like I did yesterday and there's one in the middle of Gawler, we can pick it up and move it 4 k's away and release it straight away, so there's less stress on the animal. This particular situation is awkward because where we're catching them from, the dry land's a long way away. And by boat at 4 knots is a very slow process. So we'll have, when we go out each time, we take a vet with us or a vet nurse, and so we can administer drugs to I suppose, help avoid what's called myopathy in kangaroos. And then we bag them. And, of course, once they're in a bag, it's like being in the mother's pouch. So the smaller ones respond very well to that. And then we get them straight to dry land and release them immediately.
Mark, it sounds like you're doing fantastic work and you've had a great response with people donating money. Just how much have you raised so far? And if people want to get involved, I think there's a GoFundMe page. Is that correct? How do they find themselves to get to that? Well,
that's hard. I mean, obviously Willowwood Sanctuary is on social media, so you can find it there. There'll be a link there. And GoFundMe has a link. I think it's my name, Mark Aldridge. It might help to look that up. We don't need to. We're not after large amounts of money. We've had a boat just about donated. To be honest, we paid a few thousand for it. It's just that we'd like to have an auxiliary motor and a bit of extra updated safety gear, because moving around in the water with having to have a life jacket on is quite awkward. So there's smaller life jackets, that are auto-inflating.
Yep.
Yes.
A couple of little things like that that'll make the rescue work a little bit easier. So we're not far off the mark, another $1,000, and I think we're pretty much on the water. We're having the boat inspected today. The trailer's been built for it. So yeah, it's flowing really well. It's a bit sad. I've got to be honest, it's sad because we could have opted for a small boat and been out there rescuing. We opted to try and make something a bit more special, a bit more dedicated to rescue. And in doing that, we know that every day that we're not on the river, we're losing wildlife, which is kind of very sad. And we've had a call out, just to give you an idea, the call out yesterday to go to, I think it's, I can't remember the name of the town, but there's another town now where they've got 26 kangaroos on an area where the water will swallow them up in the next 2 or 3 days. And a boat like this will enable us to effectively do that in a few hours, hopefully. subject to the people that we're working with. But we've had groups from all over Australia supporting us, and financially, and with specialised equipment, which is really good.
Well, Mark, thank you so much for helping out all the wildlife up there. I know the immediate thought goes to buildings and flooding of people's homes and things, but to support the wildlife and rescue those kangaroos means a lot to those people up there, and you're doing the work of our national animal, really, so thank you. And
it is very special, because a lot of people move to these holiday homes or these holiday areas because a part of that experience is the wildlife. So we would like to make sure that when they come back to their homes and they're getting over the devastation of losing so much, that they have those memories come back, if that makes sense.
Yep.
So, and I appreciate you allowing me to come on this morning and talk about it.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Mark. If you want to jump onto Mark's Facebook page, just look up Willowwood Sanctuary, or you can Google it. There will be a link to the GoFundMe page just to help support the kangaroo rescue of the Riverland. 18 kangaroos in one day.
Fantastic. And like you said, part of the experience of living on the Riverland is, the wildlife. So to preserve that and to look after that, because they're helpless otherwise in what is a pretty drastic situation, it's fantastic work that they are doing. So great to have him on the show this morning.
We were also asking previously just about tips for your best gravy. This one from Jenny. I add Beerenberg caramelised onion to my Gravox. Gives it a lift. I love Beerenberg caramelised onion. Jenny, thank you for the tip.
Yeah, like it.
I love Beerenberg
Keep
products.
those recipes coming through.
Yeah, keep the recipes
Get some
coming
inspiration.
through. Text us 0448 08 1395, or better yet, give us a ring. I've got a $100 Samtas seafood voucher up for grabs this morning. So if you've got a good gravy tip, give us a ring, 8223 0000. Let's check traffic. When we come back, though, we'll be chatting with the Centre Manager for Harbour Town about their opening hours this Christmas and Boxing Day. But first, traffic. Join ABA Plumbing's Christmas fundraiser with Santa, Bouncy Castle and Family Fun this Friday, 10 till 4 in Stepney.
Thanks, Lucy. At Millbrook, smash and car roll over on North East Road near Millbrook Road. The road's still part blocked at the moment. Urbray changed traffic conditions due to intersection upgrade works on Fullerton Road at Crossroads. Speeds down to 40. Slow going for works at Glen Paynham Road near Montague Road. And got a few cameras around this morning. Look out for those. Main North Road, Mawson Lakes, and Waterloo Corner Road at Burson. Why not slay Christmas this year with free delivery on eligible orders over $39 at amazon.com.au. Get your Christmas on with Amazon. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
When you die, who gets what? Will your kids or relatives argue over your estate? Will your beneficiaries be protected? Will your estate be tax effective? Will your wishes be respected and carried out? Speak with Donlan Lawyers now for peace of mind. Donlan Lawyers for wills and estate planning. Visit donlanlawyers.com. That's donlanlawyers.com.
It isn't waste until you waste it. That's the catch cry from an amazing company called Eco Waste Solutions. Eco Waste Solutions is a hard waste recycling facility, not a dump, located at Williston. They'll take everything except hazardous waste and food scraps. They'll take your waste bricks, your mattresses, tyres, soil, timber, steel, concrete and more. Plus, if you pre-sort your load, you'll receive a 50% discount on disposal fees. Google Eco Waste Solutions Williston for more.
City Discount Tires. For the best advice and price on tyres and mechanical, see City Discount Tires. With local deals on the world's biggest and best brands in tyres, wheels, suspension and parts for four-wheel drive, SUVs and passenger cars. Finance available. Find your nearest dealer at citydiscounttires.com.au. We're driven by value.
City Discount Tires.
Apply for a mobile card for your business today. Visit mobilecard.com.au to get discounts on mobile quality fuels, zero account fees and other exclusive benefits. Mobile Card, your business sorted.
For more than 10 years, Brenton Raglas and Kate Collins have brought you all the big stories on 9 News.
This is 5AA Summer Breakfast.
7:19 on this Wednesday morning, top of 28 today. Currently it is 22 degrees in the city. Only go down to 20 overnight. It was a warm one at 2 o'clock this morning. It was 20 degrees. Now we're asking for people's best tips for their gravy. It is the 21st of December, How to Make Gravy Day. We have a $100 Samtas Seafoods voucher to give away in the next half an hour or so. So ring in with your best gravy tips, just like Mary in Fairview Park has done. Morning, Mary.
Good morning. How are you?
Well, thank you. Have you got a gravy tip for us?
Well, yes. For example, when I'm doing my turkey, I always use the juices from the turkey in the gravy pan, but I also add a little bit of every vegetable that I might be cooking for that day. So it'd be pumpkin, carrot, onion, even a little bit of potato, and blitz that all together. It gives a really lovely flavour, and it really helps thicken the gravy as well. And a dash of Worcestershire sauce. You must remember that.
Yum.
But yeah, adding all those vegetables tends to give it a really lovely flavour. It ties it all in together.
Excellent. Thank you, Mary. We'll be round at your house Christmas Day. By the sounds of it.
Have a great Christmas.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks, Mary. That sounds delicious, doesn't it? You get all those flavours together, just seize them all in and bang.
Yeah, Worcestershire sauce, I reckon, would help the situation.
Bit of kick.
Give us a ring, 8223 0000, or text us 0448 08 1395. Sue in Christie's Beach has texted, now I consider myself a very good cook, and I'm sure my friends will back me up, but when I want gravy, I can't match the... is that Maggi Rich Gravy Mix? She has a 7.5 kilo box of it in her pantry.
Wow, that's buying in bulk. I love it. Good work, Sue.
The massive yellow tub of rich gravy mix. Well done, Sue. We move now to continue the Christmas conversation, and we head down to the western suburbs to Kylie Neal, who is the centre manager for Harbour Town. Morning, Kylie.
Merry Christmas, Tom and Lucy.
Yes, Merry Christmas to you. You've got a busy week this week. How are things looking down there just by the airport?
We've been very fortunate with some amazing weather. It's looking really good. There's a really good vibe in the centre. We've got lots of families walking the mall, enjoying the Christmas entertainment and craft, and getting those gifts ready for Christmas Day.
Which is fantastic. Kylie, there's so many stores down there now, which is absolutely fantastic. What are some of the big trends that seem to be really popular leading into Christmas at the moment?
Well, we've got all the big brands. You know, we've got the big Nike store that just opened. So a lot of sportswear, because we do have, we are a bit of a fashion destination for sport. But the real things that are looking popular for Christmas this year, for the teenagers, they're really enjoying those themed pajamas from Peter Alexander. The younger kids are all into the Pokemon, which we can get at Kids Stuff. Tommy Hilfiger and Calvin Klein are, really big stores, and they've got amazing socks and jocks for the men. And, I think for the women, really, I'm seeing a lot of people heading into Coach to grab that beautiful handbag or wallet.
Oh, I like that. I've got 3 boys, so the Tommy Hilfiger jocks and socks sounds like a very, very good idea. Might just pop on down there and get those.
You will not be disappointed with the large range that's up in store.
Kylie, do you have Santa Claus down at Harbour Town?
We don't have Santa Claus at Harbour Town, but we do have roving entertainment, and the children can pop. We've got little notes for Santa at our little North Pole station, and they can write a note for Santa, just pop it in the letterbox, leave an address, and Santa will respond.
Excellent. You can write to Santa. I love that. And what about shopping hours? It is the 21st, as we've said, so just before Christmas. What time are you open until?
Well, today we're open until 5:30. Tomorrow we're open until 9. Friday till 5:30, and Christmas Eve we're open till 5 p.m.
Excellent. No doubt then prepping for a massive Boxing Day. Boxing Day sales at Harbour Town, no doubt, probably the busiest day of the year. What time do you open on Boxing Day?
Boxing Day we're open at 9 a.m. And the one thing that we're doing to make it really easy for customers, because we understand that they get tired armed, is that we actually allow our customers to shop till they drop, and we actually have a complimentary bag drop service at Centre Management. So you can just leave your bags with us, not get too tied down, and then continue.
Excellent. You can just literally shop till you drop and then drop all your bags off and go again. I love that. And just something I've noticed on your website here, harbourtownadelaide.com.au, you've got a gift wrapping station for those people who would like their gifts wrapped as well.
Yes, that's located just in our premium section near Oraton and Coach. And that all funds go to the Hospital Research Foundation. And they're doing an amazing job. I must say, I've dropped a few parcels there myself in the last few days.
Excellent. Is that just a gold coin donation or?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, wonderful.
Yep, gold coin.
Good news. Well, good luck for the next few days, Kyla. You're in for a busy week ahead, and we'll speak with you soon. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Kylie Neal there, the centre manager of Harbour Town. So if you're down there heading to IKEA or the beach, duck into Harbour Town from 9 o'clock this morning. You'll be able to get some goodies already at discounted prices, but be flat out around lunchtime, I would say.
Yeah, no doubt, and got to be busy in the lead up and on Boxing Day, as you say, Lucy, but a lot of stores down there and a lot of activity, as there is around the state, but certainly a lot going on down there at Harbour Town. No shortage of selections.
Just before the 7:30 news, let's get a quick sports update. Wayne Phillips is hosting the sports show over summer with Sam Tuggle. Last night they were chatting basketball, Rennie.
Yeah, they were. The Adelaide 36ers, Ian Clark is their new import that they've signed yesterday. And the coach, CJ Bruton, was talking about what he will bring to the side and how things are looking for them for the back half of the season.
Definitely great news. Excited to have him locked away and looking forward to having him when he touched down.
Curious process, the signing, the creating a spot on the list to position him into there, and then obviously then being able to announce it. And what we know about him, of course, he's a champion. He's going to bring something to the boards.
He definitely does. I think when your roster's the way it is, and you have a guy that's Nick Marshall, who's a super talented kid, who is a development player that's in our roster right now, and then to move a guy in and out, to announce certain things at certain times is part of the rules and how they're all lined up, which is a little bit different. Instead of just doing it on the day, if he's available and he's good enough to go, then go. It's unfortunate on that, but for the delay in that stance. Having Clark here, who's unbelievable talent. He's able to shoot the three ball, lead our team, make great decisions, but more importantly, he's a winner.
So there you have it. That is CJ Bruton, the Adelaide 36ers coach, talking on the sports show with Flipper last night about what he will bring Ian Clark, the new import. The other bit of news that's rolling around this morning, Lucy, is we know the division in golf, the sport, with the Live Golf Tour and also the PGA. Now, there has been some discussion about whether or not players that have defected to Live, like Cam Smith, will be allowed to play in major tournaments like the Masters. Well, the US Masters have just sent out a press release, you would have heard in the sport news with Jace Kemp this morning, that Cam Smith will be eligible to play in the Masters. They've sent out a release, and some of it is saying along the lines, regrettably, recent actions have divided men's professional golf by diminishing the virtues of the game and the meaningful legacies of those who built it. Although we are disappointed in these developments, our focus is to honour the tradition of bringing together a preeminent field of golfers this coming April. Therefore, as invitations are sent this week, we will invite those eligible under our current criteria to compete in the 2023 Masters tournament. So that means Cam Smith, amongst other golfers on the Live Tour, will be free to play in April for what is arguably the biggest major tournament on the golfing calendar. So good news for Cam Smith and other golfers out there. And I think good for the sport of golf as well, because we want to see the best of the best compete against each other. So that is great news. As it was last night, we touched on it earlier, the Adelaide Strikers with a third straight win to start the BBL tournament, doing a great job so far, winning by 6 wickets. Jason Gillespie, the coach, and the players doing exceptional things at the moment. So great to see the Strikers up and about.
And just if you are wanting to watch some basketball over the Christmas weekend, the Adelaide 36ers are playing Christmas Eve, 5 o'clock, against the Phoenix. We'll be back after the 7:30 news with Mel, talking Dragonflies.
SA's own and favourite milk company, FIVEAA Milk Company, is giving you the chance to win a $4,000 Phil Hoffman travel voucher. Take home our limited edition Christmas products and get creative. Take a pic of them under your Christmas tree as a Chrissy decoration. Anything you can think of. Then share your pics on Facebook or Instagram and tag FIVEAA Milk Company and Phil Hoffman Travel. You could win a $4,000 travel voucher. T's and C's apply. See website for details.
5AA's Tech Talk with your host, Adelaide Tech Guy Richard Pascoe. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
A fresh new phone might be a great way to start the new year, and right now Harvey Norman has great Christmas deals on phones. Meet Google Pixel 6a, the more affordable Google phone that adapts to you. It features a long-lasting battery, 6.1-inch display and the Pixel camera, which makes it easy to capture rich and vibrant photos day or night. The Pixel 6a is yours for $548, save $100. The Google Pixel 7 Pro is Google's best of everything phone. It's fast and secure with an immersive display and amazing battery life that can last up to 72 hours with extreme battery saver. Plus you get an extra layer of hardware security. The Pixel 7 Pro is yours for $1,048, saving $200.
Check out this great offer at FIVEAA.com.au. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head online to 5AA Facebook or search 5AA on YouTube. This is Adelaide's 5AA.
A shower or two and a possible storm today, 28 with the 7:30 news. I'm Mel Usher.
The Samtaz South Aussie Seafood Christmas sale is on now, with large cooked king prawns just $27.99 a kilo.
Strike action could be looming on our buses this Christmas. Torrens Transit drivers have voted overwhelmingly in support of industrial action after their enterprise agreement negotiations stalled. They're pushing for improved safety conditions and better pay. Bus services across the metro area may be disrupted from Christmas Eve. Foreign Minister Penny Wong has touched down in Beijing for talks with her Chinese counterpart. Zach De Silva reports.
It's the first time an Australian minister has visited Beijing since diplomatic ties soured in 2019. Today, Penny Wong will sit down with her counterpart, Wang Yi, to try to get the relationship back on track. The plight of 2 Australians imprisoned in China is expected to be high on the agenda. Senator Wong has also flagged further discussions about sanctions on our exports, but she says if there's any policy change from Beijing, it's unlikely to happen straight away.
The strong earthquake has rocked northern California. It clocked in at 6.4, the epicentre offshore, northwest of San Francisco. Numerous aftershocks have followed. Several people have been injured, and there are reports of damage to roads and homes. 13 people have now been charged and another 18 identified as the damage bill from Saturday's violent pitch invasion at Amy Park is revealed. Pat Mitchell reports from Melbourne.
Police say up to $150,000 damage was caused to Amy Park when about 80 flares and fireworks were set off and some 150 fans stormed the pitch, throwing flares, bottles, chairs, buckets and even a trolley, forcing the A-League match between Melbourne Victory and Melbourne City to be abandoned on Saturday night. All up, 31 people have been identified. 13 of them, all males, aged between 17 and 28, have been charged or will be charged on summons. That includes the 4 people allegedly responsible for serious assaults that left a goalkeeper, match referee and 2 security guards injured. Meanwhile, Football Australia has issued lifetime bans to a 19-year-old man as well as the 23-year-old man who allegedly threw the bucket at the goalkeeper.
SA's unusually wet weather is behind an increase in dragonflies. Experts say the conditions are encouraging the tiny creatures to feed and breed. And Chris Messenger from Bugs and Slugs is warning they can give a nasty bite.
They're not aggressive, but they are defensive. They're predators. They're out there hunting things to eat. So if your finger gets in the way of that, you'll know about it for sure.
A recycling program for household blister pack waste has been launched in SA. Empty tablet packaging can now be dropped off at any national pharmacy store to be recycled and turned into new products. The trial at 9 stores saw 6,000 blister packs diverted from landfill over 6 weeks. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Gliderroll Garage Doors' new Platinum and Native Series sectional doors are here. Gliderroll.com.au.
Here's Jace Kemp.
Thank you, Mel. We'll start with cricket, and the Adelaide Strikers have extended their unbeaten start to the season, knocking off the Sydney Thunder by 6 wickets. Matt Short started with a bat, blasting 65 runs, while Henry Thornton claimed 2 wickets, Rashid Khan making the early breakthrough.
Oh, that's close. Very, very close. Given. He does it again, Rashid Khan. They love him in Adelaide. First wicket he picks up.
Yeah, great stuff there. Still on cricket, and Heather Graham has become just the second Australian woman to take a hat-trick in a T20 international. Graham, who finished with the remarkable figures of 4 for 8 in the Aussies' win over India, says she came in to bowl the final over, not realising she was on a hat-trick.
Ash came running in for maybe square leg or something like that, say doing some catches or whatever, and then T-Mac was like, oh, you're on a hat-trick, and we were like, alright, let's just maybe make a few adjustments, but yeah, there was nothing too major.
Nine-time stage winner Caleb Ewan will ride in the Tour Down Under next month, while finally NBA side the Phoenix Suns have reportedly been sold to a mortgage lender for $4 billion US. Mel, that roughly works out to $6 billion Australian dollars, so a fair chunk of change. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Oh, just like my pay packet. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Refresh your bathroom with a quick and affordable bathroom makeover. Visit bathroomwerx.com.
Roads looking pretty good for the driving today. No great hassles and fair bit of light traffic, so a lot of people broken up for Christmas already, which is good news if you're heading in. But do look out for a crash at Millbrook today. It's a northeast road near Millbrook Road. Car still on its side, so take some extra care if you're heading in that way. Oakbrae changed traffic conditions due to intersection Oakbrae works. Fullerton Road at Crossroads, speeds at 40. Slow going for works at Osborne, Victoria Road near Wheaton Street, Samuel to Camera, Press Road and Brooklyn Park. It's the season of giving at Indota. Give them the gift of choice with Indota gift cards from just $25. In Spa or online at indota.com.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
You'll love it. Stunning new season outdoor furniture now in store at Vidula's Garden Centre, Gawler, opposite the racecourse.
Heading for a top of 28 for your Wednesday, but an interesting one, a shower or two and a possible storm. Mostly sunny tomorrow down to 24, Friday partly cloudy 25. Right now it's 22 degrees. More news as it happens on 5AA.
G'day, Graham Ross here. Sudden Impact for Lawns has always been my go-to. Now it's even better together with Populate. Sudden Impact for Lawns plus Populate is still an organic-based premium granular fertiliser, but now with the added benefits of billions of living beneficial microbes. Ideal for all types of lawns, trees, even hedges, and be amazed at the results. Sudden Impact for Lawns plus Populate. Available in all good garden centres, nurseries and retailers.
Okay, Lucy, ABA Plumbing know what it takes to get things flowing nicely. And we're not just talking about plumbing. They understand that families do it tough, and this year has had its fair share of challenges. So, ABA Plumbing is going to brighten up Christmas for kids and help a charity too.
Visit ABA Plumbing at Stepney with the kids on Friday, December 23rd for face painting, Santa photos, a sausage sizzle and a bouncy castle. It is all for a good cause, raising money for the Women's and Children's Hospital. ABA Plumbing will be donating $10,000 plus proceeds from the day to keep their great work flowing.
Fantastic stuff. So look for the lights every night until Christmas at Nelson Street, Stepney, and be there Friday the 23rd for the party, and even you could have the chance to win $1,000. Merry Christmas from ABA Plumbing.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head online to 5AA Facebook or search 5AA on YouTube. This is 5AA Summer Breakfast.
7:37 on this Wednesday morning, top of 28 degrees. Shower or two possible storm today, as we've heard in the news. Pretty humid at the moment before fining up eventually. It'll be 32 on Christmas Day. Now, yesterday we were chatting about the influx of dragonflies to Adelaide, and our very, very informative listeners mentioned that the dragonflies are eating all the mosquitoes that have been around because of the prime breeding season the floods have brought with some slightly warmer weather. This would have to be one of the busiest women in Adelaide right about now, I would reckon. Kristen Messenger from Bugs and Slugs, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Lucy. You're not wrong about that.
Yeah, I know you've been on our show before when I think we were chatting about mosquitoes last time I had you on, but now we're keen to ask you about the dragonfly boom.
It's so exciting, isn't it? It's really great that so many people are switched onto it and really interested and excited. It makes me feel like my life as a bug lady has not been in vain.
What do you love about dragonflies?
Oh, look, they're super cool, aren't they? Like when you watch them fly, I think people notice they're very fast flyers. They're one of the fastest flyers in the insect world. I think the fastest one's been clocked at close to 100 k's an hour.
Wow.
There's some, there's some talk about whether that's accurate or not. But
oh, yes, here we go. Sorry, in 1927, a southern giant darner was timed travelling at 96 k's an hour in 1927.
There you go. Yeah. So I think there's some, there's some room for movement there. But it's safe to say that a dragonfly would be breaking the speed limit if it was flying through the streets of Unley.
Definitely. Oh yeah, I've been I've been pinged in Unley. I'll put my hand up and say I got caught in a 40 zone there.
So it's a good thing if we're seeing dragonflies. Like we've got a pool, Kristen, and we've had quite a few dragonflies, and we've also got mosquitoes. I've noticed we've been bitten a lot more as it gets into that dusk.
Yeah.
But the dragonfly is a good thing. It means they're taking care of the mosquitoes, or at least trying to.
They definitely are eating the mosquitoes. I guess it depends a little bit on, like I love seeing the dragonflies, and they're great bugs to have around. They are predatory bugs. They're hunters. They're mostly going to leave you alone. I think if you grabbed one, it would bite you. I've done that, and it bit me. But as long as you leave them alone, they can land on you, and they're not going to hurt you. They're not aggressive insects. However, there's part of me that sort of thinks, I sit here in the middle of the city, and I go to the supermarket to get my food, and it's all going to happen on Christmas Day. But really, the dragonflies are here as a consequence of some of the really rough weather and phenomenal weather that we've had over our state for the past 12 months. And that does kind of make me, reflect on, I guess, what's happening out in our rural communities, and the fact that there's sort of a bit of a message that people out there are still doing it tough with, they've had drought, then they had floods, then they've had fires, and now they've got floods again. And all of those factors have actually combined to drive this massive influx in mosquitoes and it's not just mosquitoes, there's a whole heap of tiny little flying midges and wasps and all kinds of things. And that's what's driving the dragonflies to breed really prolifically. Oh, there's one there. I'm on my front porch.
That was timely.
Yeah. And so, so there's kind of that beautiful, here we are in the city with our, pushy lives, I guess, where we don't really have to think about where our food comes from. But in have come the dragonflies to remind us that actually there's some pretty crazy stuff going on out there in the regions. And yeah, so it's a good thing to have dragonflies, but it also makes me think, wow, the earth truly is speaking to us.
Definitely is. Now, there are some sort of 320 odd types of dragonfly and damselfly in Australia. What is the difference between a dragonfly and a damselfly?
Look, not a lot. Damselflies are often smaller.
Right. So the ones that we see flying around, they could be either of them?
Could be either. It was just a damselfly that I was looking at. So when a dragonfly lands, the easiest way to tell is that when a dragonfly lands, it generally sits with its wings out, in roughly the same position as it would have them in to fly.
Yep.
Whereas a damselfly sort of folds its wings back and holds them along the line of its body. Does that make sense?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So when it lands, if the wings are still out from flying, that's a dragonfly, and if they're tucked in, that's a damselfly.
Yes, they're perpendicular to the body. That's a dragonfly. And if they're they don't fold them, but they sort of can't even think of the word, like bend them back.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Kristen, we're coming into some warmer days. We've obviously got a little bit of rain around last night and into today, but then it's going to be quite hot and dry. What are some of the other insects we should be aware of as we get into sort of the heart of summer now and the changing of the climate?
Look, everything is happening at this time of the year because it's the time of the year when all the bugs are doing their thing. And this year's going to be even bigger because we've had that moisture, and often the lack of moisture is what will stop bugs in their tracks, because they just shrivel up and die very quickly in 48 degrees. But when you've got this beautiful sort of soil moisture and the plants are all cracking along very nicely, then you're just going to get every bug imaginable. There's a lot of spiders around at the moment, like a lot of spiders. I think we'll see some big aggregations of orb weavers in certain places, and maybe not in the city, but certainly out, not too far away from the city. There'll be lots of spiders. I've got a lot in my bug room. I've got a lot of huntsmen hatching out their egg sacs now, so we can expect lots of baby crazy huntsman. I'm probably terrifying people. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say there are a lot of arachnophobics out there just absolutely groaning over their cereal. But I mean, I don't mind spiders. I have a huntsman in my house currently, but I have just thousands of daddy longlegs as well that just appearing.
Yeah, and I think people need to just think of them as free pest control.
Again, like the dragonflies.
But yeah, that's what they're doing. And so when you're seeing a lot of predatory bugs, you can assume that there are going to be a lot of pesky bugs like flies, mosquitoes, midges, all the things that are very annoying. That's what's going on. So you're not going to get all of those predators unless there's something that they're feeding on.
Well, Kristen, thank you. I could have you on for the next 3 hours if you wanted to, chatting about bugs and bugs that are around at the moment. But you're right, we are probably scaring some people who are scared of spiders. But thank you very much.
Lucy, can I just ask people to watch out for Christmas beetles?
Oh, actually, I was going to ask you about Christmas beetles. You've reminded me, but go ahead. What would you like to share?
Yeah, so there's a Christmas beetle project, and it's being run on iNaturalist. So it's through the Uni of Sydney, and they're wanting people to get onto iNaturalist and post and log their sightings of Christmas beetles.
Yeah, and that's because there's a shortage, is that right?
Well, we just know that the appearance of Christmas beetles has dwindled. So, they're trying to sort of work out why and whether it's just local or whether it's Australia-wide and maybe what might be behind it. So it's just, if you just Google Christmas beetle location project, I think it should come up. And there's all the info on there about what you need to do.
There you go. Christmas beetles, dragonflies, spiders, mozzies.
Covered it all.
The whole works this morning. Thank you so much, Kristen. Have a wonderful Christmas.
Thanks for letting me bug you. See ya.
I love it.
A couple of good jokes this morning
she
now,
got
Lucy.
a good pun in there. I'm all for that. Hang on, Sam's given me. Hang on. There it is. Very good. Very good. Keep sending us in your jokes or your dragonflies chat this morning. 0448 08 1395. Someone did actually send us a dad joke. I don't know if I actually understood it or not, Rennie. Maybe you can help me out here. It was from Mick. Here's a dad joke. Two bogans are at the bar discussing Christmas, and one bogan says to the other, "Christmas is on Friday this year." The other bogan responds, "It better not be on the 13th.
Well, I think that's the Friday the 13th movies. Freddy Krueger.
Right.
So that's a reference to that. So if ever there's a Friday the 13th, that's a reference to those movies.
Oh, sorry, Mick, your joke fell flat because I haven't seen the movies. A few more texts here that have come in from Fred. Dragonflies remind me of tiny little helicopters. And someone said, just wish I hadn't heard that dragonflies have a nasty bite. Yeah, but I think that's only really if you try and grab them.
Yeah, I've never been bitten, or they never seem to really get close to, because they do fly it so fast. I think Kristen said about 100 kilometres an hour, which is frightening speed.
Extreme speed.
That's
surely.
Extreme speed, but they tend to just do their own thing, whereas bees sometimes tend to be a bit closer. Although bees are the same. If you stay away, generally they're not going to come near you. But yeah, I wasn't aware that they had a bite, the dragonflies.
No.
So I was intrigued by that from Kristen.
320 plus species of dragonflies and damselflies here in Australia. We were asking earlier for your tips for the best gravy. Dan texted us in. One of his tips for amazing gravy is some cranberry sauce and also some port. It adds the right amount of Christmas flavour. It sounds like a very festive gravy. Thank you, Dan, down there in Woodcroft. Well, Mary from Fairview Park did give us a ring. So, Mary, will send you a $100 Samtas Seafoods voucher your way. That will come in very handy.
Lovely.
You can duck down quickly to Richmond Road to visit the Samtas Seafoods factory. Open 7 days for the best quality seafood and best prices. And one more text here from Rob in Clearview. Good. Another dad joke. Let me get my symbols ready here for you, Rob. Guys, so I was walking down the road this morning and first got hit by a violin, then a clarinet, and then a piano. I think it was an orchestrated attack.
Oh, very good.
I liked that, Rob. Very good, very good. Keep sending in your dad jokes. 0448 08 1395. Let's check traffic. Join ABA Plumbing's Christmas fundraiser with Santa, Bouncy Castle and Family Fun this Friday, 10 till 4 at Stepney.
No great hassles on the way to work today. A bit of light traffic around, which is nice, so there shouldn't be too many delays. However, at Millbrook, got a smashing car roll over there, North East Road near Millbrook Road. Road still part blocks to take care of if you're heading that way this morning. Over you'll find changed traffic conditions due to intersection upgrade works, Fullerton Road at Crossroads, speeds at 40. And we've got some work slowing things up today at Osborne, Victoria Road near Whedon Streets. Cameras at Grey Terrace, Rosewater and Cavern Road at Dry Creek. The Goods Money Gomez Minis range, mini burritos, bowls, nachos and more from only $8.70. It's cheaper than cooking at home. Grab your GYG Mini today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
There's naughty or nice, stunning and stylish, or tasty and tasteful. Merry Christmas, folks. I'm Brett Charlesworth, and they're just three of the eye-popping Christmas gifts we make for you at Charlesworth Nuts. They're all overflowing with our amazing nuts and chocolates and made with great pride by our talented South Aussie team. With 100 different gift boxes, packs and hampers, there is literally something for everyone. You simply can't go wrong. 11 family-owned stores or shop online. Why Charlesworth? Because fresh nuts taste better.
I'm Kathy Nagel, Chief Executive of Western Hospital Henley Beach. Western Hospital offers a wide range of clinical services, such as orthopaedic surgery, including minimally invasive hip replacement surgery, vascular surgery and cardiac procedures. These clinical services are supported by an intensive care unit with specialist physicians and experienced nurses. Western provides ease of access with a multidisciplinary approach to your care. For more information, visit westernhospital.com.au or phone 8159 1200.
20 years ago, Toyota set the standard for hybrid vehicles with the iconic Prius. Today, they're still leading the way with their Toyota hybrid technology for a cleaner, greener future for all Australians. Jarvis Toyota is Adelaide's home of hybrid. They can get you behind the wheel of your own small, medium or large sedan or SUV with best-in-class fuel economy. Work towards a better future together with Jarvis Toyota. South Road, Clovelly Park, Adelaide's home of hybrid.
Like shocks shooting through your body.
That's how some people describe their shingles pain. Shingles is caused by the reactivation of the chickenpox virus. While most people recover fully, up to 25% may experience long-term complications.
I had to cancel all my plans and struggled to work.
Up to 1 in 3 people risk developing shingles in their lifetime.
If you're 50 or over, don't let shingles affect your plans.
Talk to your doctor for more information. Individual symptoms may vary. Sponsored by GlaxoSmithKline Australia, Melbourne.
This is 5AA Summer Breakfast.
7:51, 21st of December. It is 28 degrees today. We are in for a shower or two with a possible storm before 24, mostly sunny tomorrow. 25, partly cloudy on Friday before 25 on Christmas Eve. Thank you, Fred, for clearing up the joke about Christmas Eve on Friday the 13th. Obviously, Christmas Eve is the 24th of December, and it can't be on the 13th.
Yeah.
So there we go. My calendar skills that let me down there. John in Brooklyn Park has got a Christmas dad joke. What happened to the little girl who ate Christmas decorations? She got tinselitis.
Oh, nice.
Very good.
What about this one? Despite being given presents, why don't crabs and crayfish give Christmas presents? Because they're shellfish. That was from Paul at Paradise.
Excellent. Keep sending them in 0448 08 1395. We will be reading them out all week at this rate. I'd love a good Christmas dad joke. Dad jokes all year round, to be honest. Something else I love all year round is, of course, Hague's chocolates. We welcome Marketing Manager of Hague's, Fiona Krauchek. Good morning, Fiona.
Good morning, Lucy. Good morning, Tom, and Merry Christmas.
Yeah, you too.
Merry Christmas to you as well, Fiona. No doubt you've been flat out preparing for, well, I'm assuming a few weeks now. Hague's is always very popular this time of year.
It is. Look, we've been extremely busy since Christmas really kicked off in early November, and the sales have been really, really strong this year, to the point where we've actually nearly sold out of our specific Christmas range, which is tremendous. So we still have lots of chocolate, but some of the Christmas range has already sold through, which is great.
That's amazing. So what's been really popular then, Fiona? What is it that's almost out for you at this time of year?
Yeah, look, I don't know if you know our Christmas chocolate puddings, the little loose chocolates that we also sell in gift boxes and things, have been extremely popular. They always are. We make them in their tens of thousands, and people absolutely adore them. They're a really decadent little treat this time of year. We've had milk chocolate gingerbread, so locally made gingerbread that we then coat in our milk chocolate has been really popular. berry chocks, all the favourites that, get the speckles that all get dressed up for Christmas in special packaging and wrapping have all been really, really popular this year.
I'm just looking at your website, Fiona. It's looking so festive and joyful. So you're saying that people can still get in to buy the Christmas stuff this week, but perhaps better get their skates on?
They better get their skates on. The shelves are still full of chocolate, but a lot of the Christmas range is selling through. So if people want to get in, I'd actually get in today or tomorrow, because there probably won't be too much of the Christmas range itself left going into Friday and Christmas Eve.
And I love, so much of what you do. I love the freckles, I love the frogs, all kinds of stuff. But for those that are going in there thinking, oh goodness, I want to buy something, I don't know what to get a friend or a loved one, what would you recommend outside of the great Christmas selections that you've got? What are some of the other options they could perhaps go for?
Yeah, Tom. If you're not really sure about what to buy, some of our hamper options that have a little bit of everything. So both milk and dark. So a lot of the favourites are in there. Some plainer chocolate, flavoured chocolate, and then the nuts. Scorched. You can't go past a scorched almond, can you? Milk or dark.
Beautiful.
I think they're a great breakfast food, even.
Why not?
But a dark scorched almond, perfect for breakfast on Christmas morning. So those sort of hampers and a little bit for everyone, and they might even share it back with you if you're lucky. So buy enough to share around, I say.
I know, Fiona, that always the shops in the mall here, you've got two in the mall, always queues out the door, especially at the office lunchtime. Everyone heads down there about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Your main store on Green Hill Road, is there some kind of crowd control situation? Because I know that's equally as popular.
It is. Look, we actually have parking monitors and street traffic control at this time of year, because of just the simple volume of people that come through there. So we have very kind neighbours who don't mind us doing that, and we actually have people in the car park sort of helping people find parks and keep the traffic moving. But certainly the lines are always a good sign that things are busy, and people are always so patient, and we're not averse to giving a few tastings out if you are do find yourself waiting in line as well.
Yes, those who live in that Unley Parkside area, if you are on the Hague Street, is it Douglas or something, one of those streets?
It is. One of them is Douglas, indeed.
Yes. Well, lucky the Douglas Street residents. Now, I know we are about to be in Christmas, but how soon do you start preparations for Easter? That would be your biggest festive time of year, I would have thought. When do you start prepping for Easter?
Well, we've actually already started, Lucy.
Oh. That does make sense.
Some of my team actually did the Easter photo shoot last year. So whilst everyone else is thinking about Christmas, our minds turn to Easter pretty quickly. And production has begun for Easter, because it's a slightly earlier one in early April. So we have to get started before Christmas, just so that we can make sure that we've got enough chocolate for all the Easter festivities.
There you go. The world of chocolate moves fast.
It does. It sleeps for no one.
I like that. Well, Fiona, have a wonderful Christmas and good luck with everything this week.
Thank you so much.
Fiona Krauchek there from Hague's Chocolates. So the message is get in fast if you want some of their Christmas range today or tomorrow, but otherwise they've got plenty of stock of all their regular goodies up until the big day. Yeah, very popular. It's just so convenient and quick, and the quality's outstanding. So, you can always get something, fairly quickly there, and albeit you might have to wait a little bit because it is so popular, but a fantastic place to go. Before we head into the 8 o'clock news, I should say, I've got chocolate on the brain. Peter, you're going to lead us into the news with a dad joke?
Yeah, good morning, girls and boys. I was working the East End Market, and we'd have to deliver stock to the back of the truck on the shops, and their shop was called Happy Apple. It was a father and son. They were having a bit of dispute, and I said, change your name from Happy Apple to Unhappy Pear. And they almost turned on me when I said the comment.
I like it. Were they not impressed? I think that's excellent.
It's a famous shop. It's still going, I think, but I'm going back about 15 years ago. The Happy Apple to Unhappy Pear. Unhappy Pear. I like it, Peter. Thank you very much. Call us in with your dad jokes, 8223 0000. Got a few texts here. We will get to those after the 8 o'clock news with Mel.
Set the date, Adelaide.
Looking forward to the date. Got it ringed around the calendar.
5AA Mornings has a fresh coat of paint. We fire up from 5:30 with Rennie's Sports Wrap, straight into Adelaide's #1 breakfast show.
We're all in this together.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. Yeah, right. From 9, a new sound for Adelaide mornings as Matthew Pantelis gets you into the workday.
Your taxes at work, ladies and gentlemen.
5AA mornings in 2023. A great coffee and Matthew Pantelis talking Adelaide.
Hey, you in the car. If your next service is due, just remember that Mawson Lakes Mazda has your back. We'll take care of you with next day servicing, complimentary loan car, vacuum and wash, and your breakfast or lunch is on us. Your car gets the love too, with our state-of-the-art service centre brimming with top-trained mechanics. At Mawson Lakes Mazda, we'll look after your car and look after you. Mawson Lakes Mazda, just a short drive from the city.
It's a frightening thought. But what if you lost the capacity to manage your financial affairs? If you're not at the helm, who makes medical or health decisions? Who controls the family trust? From the simplest to the most complex wills and estate plans, Donlan Lawyers will answer your questions and help carry out your wishes. For wills and estate planning, visit donlanlawyers.com. That's donlanlawyers.com. Hindmarsh Square, Adelaide, and Ocean Street, Victor Harbour.
For more than 10 years, Brenton Radless and Kate Collins have brought you all the big stories on 9 News.
Online, on DAB Digital Radio, and on 1395 AM. Talking Adelaide. This is Adelaide's 5AA.
A shower or two, a possible storm and 28 today. With the 8 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher.
The Samtaz South Aussie Seafood Christmas sale is on now, with crayfish just $77.80 a kilo.
The man has been reported after doing a burnout behind a police car at Parafield. Senior Constable Kimberly Broad says police in an unmarked vehicle were waiting at the traffic lights on Anderson Drive yesterday when they noticed smoke.
The driver of that Nissan station wagon was actually doing a burnout behind them, so we think the driver got a bit of surprise when the patrols then activated their red and blues and stopped the car. So a 38-year-old, he's been reported for misuse of a motor vehicle, driving in a dangerous manner, and his car's been impounded for 28 days.
Commuters who use metro bus routes may see major disruptions over the coming weeks. Union members have voted in support of taking industrial action, with negotiations for a new enterprise agreement with Torrens Transit at a standstill and driver safety at an all-time low. The Foreign Minister will meet with her Chinese counterpart in the coming hours, where trade sanctions will be on the agenda. Sack de Silva reports.
Penny Wong has touched down in Beijing on the first ministerial trip to China since 2019. Today, she'll speak with her counterpart Wang Yi in the hopes of stabilising the relationship between our two countries. The pair will discuss Chinese trade sanctions on Australian exporters. Senator Wong says it's a packed agenda.
We obviously have a lot of issues to work through.
The Foreign Minister is also expected to bring up the plight of 2 Australians currently detained in China. It's a whirlwind trip. She'll fly back home to Australia tonight.
13 people have been charged over that violent pitch invasion at the A-League Melbourne Derby. Football Australia has issued 2 of the men with lifetime bans after flares were set off and fans stormed the field. Victorian police have identified another 18 people as part of investigations. An elderly woman has been sentenced in Germany, charged over her role in the Holocaust. European correspondent Carrie-Anne Greenbank has more.
In what may be the last ever Nazi war crimes trial, 97-year-old Irmgard Fürkner has been found guilty of aiding and abetting the murder of more than 10,500 people. 18 at the time, she was working as a secretary to the commander of the Stutthof concentration camp in Nazi-occupied Poland in the 1940s, where it's estimated more than 60,000 people died, many of them killed in the gas chambers. Irmgard had denied she knew about the murders, but the presiding judge found it beyond imagination she didn't notice the smoke and stench of mass killing. The court ruled she knowingly and willingly supported the cruel death of those prisoners. She was handed a 2-year suspended sentence.
IKEA is recalling one of its food products. There are concerns about the potential presence of metal in 400-gram packets of Dame almond cake. Customers are advised not to consume the product and to return it to the place of purchase for a full refund. It's December 21, How to Make Gravy Day. The day relates to the Paul Kelly Christmas classic of the same name.
Hello, Dan. It's Joe here.
Now turning to 5AA sport.
Gliderall Garage Doors, adding strength, safety and style to South Australian homes for over 40 years. Gliderall.com.au.
What's happening in the cricket, Jace Kemp?
Oh, there's plenty going on, Mel, and that's where we'll start. The Adelaide Strikers' perfect start to the Big Bash season has continued with a 6-wicket win over the Thunder. Matt Shaw blasted 65 runs from just 44 balls to help the Strikers cruise to victory.
Well, easily done. They are home and hosed now. And a very good win for the Adelaide Strikers here in Adelaide. 3 on the trot now. Too good for the Thunder.
Yeah, great stuff there. Meantime, Australia has crushed India by 54 runs to claim the women's T20 series in Mumbai. Heather Graham finished with 4 for 8, including a hat-trick split across 2 overs. The medium pacer revealing it was a last-minute decision to bowl a quicker ball.
I was going to bowl a slow ball, and then I was like, nah, stuff that. I'm going to bowl on pace, which I probably haven't done much this tour, so I thought it was a little bit of another change-up sort of that I have under my sleeve, considering I bowl so many slow balls.
To basketball, and the 36ers will welcome new import Ian Clark to Adelaide tomorrow when the NBA champion arrives for the first time. Coach CJ Bruton has told the 5AA Sports Show he hopes the new recruit will drive success at the club.
He's able to shoot the 3-ball, lead our team, make great decisions, but more importantly, he's a winner. We're showing a guy that can win and just get up and down the court and contribute to what we already have so far.
Finally, Australia's top golfer Cam Smith has been given the all-clear to play at the Masters, with Augusta welcoming live golfers next year. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Refresh your bathroom with a quick and affordable bathroom makeover. Visit bathroomwerx.com.
Roads around the metropolitan area looking pretty good today. Light traffic. A lot of people must have broken up for Christmas already. However, around Millbrook, got a smash and car rollover. That's Northeast Road near Millbrook Road. Road still part blocked. There's a ticker if you're heading that way today. Urban changed traffic conditions due to intersection upgrade works. Fullerton Road to Cross Road and slow going at Osborne, Victoria Road near Wheaton Street. Cameras, Cavan Road, Dry Creek and Grey Terrace at Rosewater. Tradies this December at Bob Jane T-Marts. Buy 3, get 1 free, plus instant cash back on top tyre brands, all with their tyre satisfaction guarantee. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
You'll love it. Stunning new season outdoor furniture now in store at Vidula's Garden Centre, Gawler, opposite the racecourse.
A shower or two, a possible storm, 28 today. Mostly sunny tomorrow, down to 24. Friday, partly cloudy, 25. 25 again on Saturday. Right now, it's 23 degrees. More news as it happens on 5AA.
G'day, Graham Ross here. Sudden Impact for Lawns has always been my go-to. Now it's even better together with Populate. Sudden Impact for Lawns plus Populate is still an organic-based premium granular fertiliser, but now with the added benefits of billions of living beneficial microbes. Ideal for all types of lawns, trees, even hedges, and be amazed at the results. Sudden Impact for Lawns plus Populate. Available in all good garden centres, nurseries and retailers.
Helping artists tell their stories, to me, that's big.
Training and opportunities for a new career, to me, that's big.
Showing girls that they can do anything in any field.
Creating jobs and opportunities for our mob.
A place the community can call their own. To me, that's big.
We've built great communities in regional South Australia.
And to have support to keep them great for a long time to come.
To us, that's big too. To find out more about BHP's community programs, visit bhp.com.
This is 5AA Summer Breakfast.
8:08 on How to Make Gravy Day. Paul Kelly, 21st of December, of course. It's quite nice, isn't it?
Just playing out, yeah. And
Just
Paul
playing
Kelly,
out.
what a great Australian artist. He has been, for the best part of 30, 40 years now. To Her Door, one of his absolute classics. He's sung so many great songs over the years and has become, in many ways, an iconic singer for a lot of people and, so talented. And that's another one. I think that one was only recently released, though. I think back in 2013, maybe. But he's had a lot of fantastic songs over the years. So How to Make Gravy Day, December 21st.
A couple of dad jokes to get us into the festive spirit from Councillor Stephen Ripp from Walkerville. What did Santa ask Rudolph about the weather? Is it going to rain, dear?
Oh,
hang on.
Very good.
There it is. Mark from Hewitt. Morning all. What do you call a chicken at the North Pole? Lost. From Kay in Golden Grove. Horse walks into a bar. The barman says, "Why the long face?"
Oh.
Keep them coming in, 0448 08 1395. Hey, we also have Velo Adelaide 500 tickets to give away today. Now, my inspiration for our call topic, we want you to ring in for these tickets because you get to see Robbie Williams. Not only do you get to attend the 2023 Velo 500, you get to see Robbie Williams, 8223 0000. If there is a festive job that you wish you could be employed to do, what is it? Let me explain. So I found this article. A woman is a professional Christmas tree decorator.
So you ring her up and you ask her to come and decorate your tree.
That's right. She consults and she does around 100 trees every year. She charges about $1,500.
No way.
To decorate a tree.
Pretty big tree.
So $1,500 times 100, that's a pretty nice little gathering for decorating a Christmas tree. So thought starters, maybe you want to be a Christmas tree decorator year round. Maybe you want to be a Christmas light installer.
Mm-hmm.
You go around to people's houses, hang their lights.
Well, I'm thinking straight away, now we were talking about movies yesterday, Lucy. I'm thinking of Chevy Chase when he, decorates his own house with lights and it's an absolute disaster. You know what? It sounds like a lot of fun, but then remember, it's something you've got to do all year round. It might take the gloss off of it, but there's a lot of fun jobs out there.
That's right.
That people might really enjoy doing.
So if you want to be in the running for your chance to have Robbie Williams at the Velo Adelaide 500 2023 tickets, it is Sunday the 26th of November. Give us a ring, 8223 0000. What festive job would you like to make some coin off of?
I love it. Robbie Williams, speaking of, I was lucky enough to see him. It was the amazing Adelaide Test, which the Australians beat Shane Warne, bowled Australia to victory in 2006. Robbie Williams was playing afterwards, and it was at Amy Stadium, and that is, I think, the best concert I've ever been to. Just the chemistry that he had with the crowd and the audience. And we saw him at the grand final, of course, this year over in Melbourne, but to see him live and just the charisma that oozes out of him, it is worth seeing. If you can get to see Robbie Williams next year at the Adelaide Velo 500, it will be well worth it.
We are chatting to Jodie Pilgrim from the Adelaide Hills wine community momentarily, but just on Robbie Williams at the AFL Grand Final this year. So Robbie Williams performed in that pink suit, glorious pink suit. It is now getting auctioned off for the Glenn McGrath Foundation to raise funds for breast care nurses and breast cancer research. So the hot pink suit worn by Robbie Williams has been added to the Pink Test memorabilia auction, which is in Sydney, isn't it? That's in January.
Yep.
So Boxing
That's
Day
right.
Test starts in Melbourne, of course. Then we go to the Pink Test, which is in Sydney. So if you are watching along on the Sydney Test in January, and you will remember that this pink suit worn by Robbie Williams is up for auction.
Pretty sure they do it on the third day of the test match in Sydney, and thankfully it's not in Brisbane because there wouldn't have been a third day. But always a fantastic cause, and people are getting behind that more and more every year. So that will be on again in a couple of weeks' time over there at the SCG.
The Jane McGrath Pink Test Day raised $5 million last year alone. The event this year with Robbie Williams' suit is from designer Alexander McQueen. So the auction for the Alexander McQueen suit worn by Robbie Williams will go live via pinktest.com.au on day one of the test, January the 4th. Let's chat now to some more things happening in January or any time of year, basically, if you are looking for something to do. And what better place to start than the local Adelaide Hills? We welcome Jodie Pilgrim to the Brekkie Show. Morning, Jodie.
Morning, Lucy. How are you?
You're very well, thank you. Now, you are one of the creators of the Piccadilly Wine Trail. Tell us a bit about what you do in the Wine Trail.
So the Piccadilly Trail is a unique collaboration between 5 cellar doors in the heart of the Piccadilly Valley. And so visitors to the valley stop off at one of the participating cellar doors. So the cellar doors are craft wines, Green Hill wines, Lofty Valley Estate, Watton Family Wines, and Tapanapa, and they collect a passport and a stamp and purchase a bottle of wine from each of the participating wineries. And at the end of the trail, they collect a set of 2 Pinot Rydell glasses.
That's a great idea, and I think it's fantastic as well, Jody, to encourage people to explore the region. My wife and I are regular visitors to the Adelaide Hills. We often go to Harndorf, but this is fantastic because Piccadilly is even closer. What's unique about some of these wineries in Piccadilly, and what do they specialise in?
So they specialise in cool climate wines, especially Chardonnay, Pinot and sparkling wines. And Tapanapa is the Brian and Ann Croze's vineyard. So Brian is a founder of the cool climate wine region in the heart of the Piccadilly Valley. It's the oldest winery in the Adelaide Hills. Planted by Brian in 1979, the Tears Vineyard.
Wow. And there are 55 cellars in the Adelaide Hills, so always plenty of wineries to visit. And we know January as well brings back a lot of memories for Hills residents about the awful bushfires. I know they're at Goldings, they suffered heavily with the bushfires, but this year we're looking, touch wood, a bit better weather-wise. Plenty of opportunities to get up to the hills, don't you reckon, Jody?
Yes, absolutely. There's so many opportunities with looking at Howard Vineyard. They've got their Pinot and they've got their rosé and dumpling festival happening on the 28th and 29th of January. And Karawata have sparkling and sushi happening, and also Simon Folly have Pinot and Pooch in January. So there's lots to do in the Adelaide Hills these summer holidays.
There certainly is. And in terms of a nice wine for Christmas Day from the hills, looks like it's going to be pretty warm. What would you recommend, Jody, for Christmas Day and perhaps after, where it's going to be really hot?
I would definitely recommend a lovely Pinot and a Chardonnay after when it's lovely and hot, and of course a Deosa sparkling.
Excellent, Jody. Thank you so much for your time. We know you'll be flat out ahead of Christmas. I know you're at Tapanapa Wines, but we look forward to seeing you sometime in January.
Fantastic. Thank you. Have a lovely Christmas.
Thank
you
you
too.
as
Thanks,
well.
Jody.
Hills are so easy to get to.
Yeah.
And you can check out all these wonderful events. Like she mentioned, the rosé and dumplings at Howard Vineyard, sparkling and sushi at Karawata Wines, and at Pinot and Pooch at Simon Tolley. Just jump on each of their individual websites.
Well, I think, Lucy, we get so much acclaim and rightfully so, prestige for a magnificent range of wines in the Barossa and also McLaren Vale. But the Adelaide Hills, you're right, there is such a brilliant selection of wineries and vineyards, and you mentioned 55 odd cellar doors to go to there. It is just fabulous, and you know the extensive range they have there is well worth visiting. Some beautiful restaurants as well. So support the Adelaide Hills as well as those other magnificent regions like Barossa and McLaren Vale.
We are asking as well this morning, what Christmas job would you like to turn into a profession? After one lady has come out and said her new career, she left teaching to become a professional Christmas tree decorator.
Unreal.
You can go and consult with her and she'll decorate your tree, whatever you want, as long as you pay her around $1,500. So for the Velo Adelaide 500 tickets, we want to know, 8223 0000, what could you do as a professional festive job? It might be year round. Like you might be able to go overseas and sort of go to, I don't know, like exhibitions. You know how they have like the baby exhibitions and wedding expos? You might be able to take part in Christmas ones. I don't know. We want to hear from you. Give us a ring.
Or you could do something as simple as just be a Santa Claus, you know, like I'm thinking of Billy Bob Thornton from the movie Bad Santa. Now, he didn't do it with quite as much enthusiasm as would be necessary, but you could do something like that, or you could be an elf. That might be something for me. I'm a little bit shorter. You might be able to do something like that. It could be any kind of a job, like you said, or a light installer. So give us your calls. 8223 0088 is the number. We'll take some more of your calls after the break. As well, after the traffic, we are chatting with one of our most outstanding South Australian secondary school students, rather. She's just finished year 12. We will chat with her shortly, but first let's get to traffic. Join ABA Plumbing's Christmas fundraiser with Santa, Bouncy Castle and Family Fun this Friday, 10 till 4 at Stepney.
Okay, dramas on the drive into work, no delays, which is excellent. However, around Millbrook, got a smash and car roll over North East Road near Millbrook Road. Road's still part blocked there, so take care of it in that way. Airbrake changed traffic conditions due to intersection upgrade works. Fullerton Road at Crossroads, speeds at 40. Slow going for works at the moment at Netherby. She's down to 40. That's Fullerton Road at Kitchener Streets. And we've got a camera up Press Road at Brooklyn Park. Pack in the fun this holiday season with Donut King. Send off 2022 the right way and treat yourself in store today. Visit donutking.com.au to find your nearest store now. Adelaide's most accurate traffic count, 5AA.
Apply for a mobile card for your business today. Visit mobilecard.com.au to get discounts on mobile quality fuels, zero account fees and other exclusive benefits. Mobile Card, your business sorted.
If the team at Lamar Homes were magicians...
Hey, presto!
they'd be terrible at it. Because they have nothing to hide. When you build with Lamar Homes, there's no secrets, no smoke and mirrors, and you can view your home at any stage, just to make sure you're happy with everything. Some builders won't let you do that. Not Lamar. LamarHomes.com.au. Here today, home tomorrow.
20 years ago, Toyota set the standard for hybrid vehicles with the iconic Prius. Today, they're still leading the way with their Toyota hybrid technology for a cleaner, greener future for all Australians. Jarvis Toyota is Adelaide's home of hybrid. They can get you behind the wheel of your own small, medium or large sedan or SUV with best-in-class fuel economy. Work towards a better future together with Jarvis Toyota. South Road, Clovelly Park, Adelaide's home of hybrid.
Are you going through a separation or divorce? It can be a really stressful time, especially with kids. But we want you to know you don't have to do this alone. At Marnie's Lawyers, we help families just like yours with divorce and separation, property settlement, mediation and parenting arrangements. To book in your free first consultation, just give us a call. With 4 locations, we're just around the corner. Marnie's Lawyers, Adelaide's family law experts. marnies.net.au.
For more than 10 years, Brenton Raglas and Kate Collins have brought you all the big stories on 9 News.
This is 5AA Summer Breakfast.
8:21 on this Wednesday before Christmas. Coming up, we will take more of your Christmas job calls. Top of 28 shower or 2 today. Gives me great pleasure to introduce Maddie Walker into the conversation. She's just finished Year 12 at Warford. Maddie, welcome. We are both old scholars now of Warford. Congratulations to you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's very surreal. I was just saying to Sam, it doesn't quite feel like it should be the end, but it is. And I'm very happy about it.
Yeah, it comes around quickly. And as I was saying to Tom, I finished at Warford 10 years ago. And every year when the girls get their results, I feel that little bit another year older. But you were, of course, one of the top scorers in the state. Now, what were your subjects?
So I did quite a STEM-oriented subject base. So I had chem, physics, spec math methods, and then English lit this year. Ooh. And then last year, obviously, I'd done RP and Year 12 biology.
Yes, of course. So RP is research project. That was actually that was introduced the year before I did Year 11, I think. We were still in the test tube kind of cycle for research project. Yeah, no, it was not very fun. But you, I understand you did yours about asylum seekers.
Yeah, so I've got one of my family members is a lawyer, and I was talking to her and just having a conversation about just, I don't know, Australia in general, and somehow we got on the topic of asylum seekers, and she gave me this book written by actually an asylum seeker while he was in the Manus Island Detention Centre, which is obviously now closed. Mm. And it just really got me thinking about all these awful conditions, and I wanted to look into the legal aspects of it and see whether what we were doing was actually legal or whether we were towing a line very, very closely.
Well, it's safe to say you didn't take SACE too easily. You've had some pretty punishing subjects there, as well as your research project topic. What are you hoping to do once your summer holidays are over?
Next year, I'm planning on taking a gap year. I just kind of want a change of pace, and I think I want to go travelling and explore the world, and I'm not just wanting to go straight into study because yeah, I just want to get some different experiences. Yeah.
And
That's it, really.
And Maddie, you've done so well. I've got a 17-year-old boy going into Year 12 next year. For the parents out there, or for the kids that are listening, or grandparents, what would your advice be to students that are going into Year 12 next year? You've obviously done it very successfully. What would you say to them? What would a pearl of wisdom be from you?
For the parents and grandparents trying to support, I'm not quite sure actually how my mum managed to keep me semi-sane while surviving Year 12. But the kids, I would say, don't be afraid to take a break. Especially like in the holidays, have some downtime. Like every week factor in some fun, factor in something you enjoy doing, and something that'll revive you so that you can actually learn and enjoy what you're doing. And then I reckon I would also say, don't be afraid to ask questions. My teachers would tell you I spent many lunches asking them hundreds and hundreds of silly little questions, but it obviously worked out. So
it's great advice.
Don't be afraid to ask.
Maddie, it's great advice. And I think that applies not just for Year 12, but for life in general, in the workforce or wherever, ask questions. Whatever you think might be a silly question can often, reveal something that is really important to you or help you in the learning process.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Maddie, before we let you go, we know this year's cohort, you've had 3 years of all of your high school in the pandemic. How was that experience?
Interesting. It was, because as like a little girl, you look up and you look at like all the Year 12 and you look at and you think of like what their experience is like. And then as like a little girl looking in, like I never thought my last 3 years of high school or whatever you want to call it would look like they did. And it was interesting because it meant you just kind of had to. We all had to adopt a very flexible, like adaptable nature, like very rapidly. And I know for our school, we had most of our Year 12 like events were postponed. So like our Year 12 formal was postponed, our swimming carnival, and like just all of those kind of laughs that are meant to be very exciting. So that was tricky, and yeah, so it was a very interesting year, but I'm actually kind of grateful because it kind of gave me like a sense of resilience and taught me how to, like, I had to learn how to be adaptable. Like there just wasn't a way around it, like everyone did.
Yeah.
So ultimately quite grateful for it, but it was hard at times. Not going to lie.
And no doubt you're glad that it's just all over now and you can relax coming into Christmas. Well, congratulations, Maddie Walker there. 99.95, one of the brightest in our state this year. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Lucy.
Yeah, great result. That's outstanding, isn't it? All that hard work and those hours of study and stress, and not just for Maddie, but for parents and family members. It's a huge achievement. So well done to Maddie and to all of the Year 12 students out there who've had a difficult 12 months. And like you pointed out, few years with all the COVID, hold-ups that we've had, and just the different challenges that the students have had to endure on top of the normal stress of going through, their matriculation.
Just before we get to the 8:30 news, we are asking for what professional Christmas job would you have? Alicia in Happy Valley, good morning.
Good morning.
What would you have, Alicia? What's your top festive skill?
My top festive skill, I would be a professional turkey taster.
Oh, is turkey your choice meat at Christmas?
It certainly is, with a nice array of roast potatoes and green vegetables, but turkey's that's my go-to.
Would you do it sort of year-round, do you reckon? You would go to sort of all, I don't know, bird expo, pheasant and stuffed chicken, and you ultimately just aim to get the best turkey?
I definitely would. I would make sure I travel to all the known best spots for the best turkeys and get the best ones and craft it over 12 months to be perfect.
Excellent. Alicia, our turkey enthusiast from Happy Valley.
Like that.
Could do a global turkey research all year round for Christmas.
Yep, exactly. You can travel the globe and make sure you have all the turkeys done for Christmas.
We will take more of your calls after the 8:30 news, 8223 0000. One here along the same lines from Robin Clearview, official Christmas ham quality taste tester. So we've got Alicia, the turkey enthusiast, Rob, the ham enthusiast and official ham slicer. One here as well from Pete in Vale Park. I like this one. My festive side hustle would be getting paid to eat Christmas Day leftovers. Book me in for 30 minutes to help clean out the fridge. It's hard work, but it's honest work. Well, someone's got to eat the leftovers.
Yeah, exactly. Someone's got to do it.
Might as well make a living out of it. Thank you. Keep sending in your text messages, 0448 08 1395. We'll be back after the news with Mel and Jace.
FIVEAA has your workday covered in 2023.
We're all up and about in here.
With a fresh twist on mornings.
Oh, aren't you sweet?
Matthew Pantelis jumps in from 9.
Let's talk about you for a bit.
After 9 news at midday, Cornsey keeps the conversations rolling.
The hard-rocking, lock-up-your-daughters rock star.
From 1:30, ease into your afternoon with SA's own.
I'm talking to you, Wang Wang and Fooni.
Jade Robrin.
This is good news.
Talking Adelaide through your workday on 5AA.
G'day, it's Merv Hughes here. After years of snoring like a train, the missus sent me for a CPAP Direct sleep test. I'm sleeping quiet and waking up refreshed.
Upgrade to the sleek and extra quiet Fisher & Paykel Sleep Style Auto CPAP machine at CPAP Direct this month and receive the all-new Evora full face mask with 3 size cushions for free. Sail on now.
Find your local store at cpap.com.au.
Who can fix the shower?
Service today.
Who can fix the power?
Service today.
Yes, we can, is what we say at Service Today. From emergency plumbing to electrical and heating and cooling, no matter what size job you need, at Service Today the answer will always be yes, we can. It's Service Today guaranteed or it's free. Can you fix the shower? Yes, we can. Can you fix the power? Yes, we can. Yes, we can, is what we say at Service Today. Look out for our bright yellow trucks.
This is Adelaide's 5AA.
A shower or two and a possible storm, 28 today. With the 8:30 news, I'm Mel Usher.
The Samtaz South Aussie Seafood Christmas sale is on now, with large cooked king prawns just $27.99 a kilo.
The ACT government has launched an inquiry into the trial of Bruce Lehrmann after a number of complaints and allegations were made. The chief prosecutor in the trial alleged the police aligned with the defence. The Board of Inquiry, which is the equivalent of a royal commission, will begin next year. A Hoon driver who did a burnout at Parafield yesterday has been reported by police. The 38-year-old from Paralowie didn't realise the car in front was an unmarked police car. His Nissan station wagon has been impounded for 28 days and he'll face court for misuse of a motor vehicle and driving in a dangerous manner. A man was caught red-handed trying to steal tools from a construction site at Kidman Park early this morning. Around 2 a.m, police responded to an alarm at a school under construction on Findon Road. Senior Constable Kimberly Broad says they searched the site and spotted a man with an angle grinder.
He's immediately ran off but was quickly arrested by patrols. So a 49-year-old man from Port Lincoln, he's been charged with serious criminal trespass, going equipped to commit an offence and theft, and he's been bailed to appear in Port Adelaide Court in January.
It's 1-2 for Labor in the annual list of SA's most influential people. The Power 50 in today's Advertiser has Foreign Minister Penny Wong in top spot. Premier Peter Malinauskas, who won the state election in March, is second. The Shaheen family, Police Commissioner Grant Stevens and Fringe Director Heather Kroll also made the list. Exporters who lost their access to the Chinese market 2 years ago are waiting to see if the Foreign Minister's visit to Beijing will produce a trade breakthrough. Tariffs imposed by the overseas market devastated the $1.2 billion wine industry, along with the seafood, barley and beef sectors. The sanctions are tipped to head discussions when Penny Wong meets with her counterpart today. Taylor's Wine's Managing Director Mitchell Taylor hoping the meeting will be productive. Very positive about having some initial talks to try to reverse this ridiculous situation that we've got into. I think it will take a lot of time to get our duties down to zero, but any talks are positive. There's been a big welcome in Buenos Aires for the Argentinian soccer team, with tens of thousands taking to the streets. Alison Petrowski reports.
Led by captain Lionel Messi, the team touched down at Buenos Aires airport at 3 a.m. local time to a sea of fans who had waited all night to catch a glimpse of the World Cup winners. The team boarded an open-air bus and participated in a parade through the city streets, shutting down the central business district with celebrations lasting more than 12 hours. Argentinian President Alberto Fernandez has declared today a national holiday so the country could celebrate the victory.
And the house where Harry and Meghan filmed their Netflix doco is up for sale. The property is in Montecito, outside Los Angeles, and located not far from their actual home. The asking price is $33.5 million US. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Gliderroll Garage Doors' new Platinum and Native Series sectional doors are here. Gliderroll.com.au.
Here's Jace Kemp.
Thank you, Mel. We'll begin with the big bash, and the Adelaide Strikers have thumped the Sydney Thunder by 6 wickets to maintain its perfect start to the season. Matt Short blasted 65 runs, including 8 boundaries from just 44 balls to guide the Strikers to victory.
Flicked away into the deep and over the rope. That is a big 6 for Matt Short.
Yeah, great stuff there. Still on cricket, and the Gabba pitch has received a below-average rating from the ICC for being too much in favour of the bowlers during the first test. Meantime, preparations will continue ramping up today ahead of the Boxing Day test at the MCG. Overseas, Australia has defeated India by 54 runs in the 5th and final Women's T20 in Mumbai. The football in Essendon has settled its dispute with Andrew Thorburn, who resigned as chief executive just one day into the role. And finally, the Phoenix Suns and WNBA side the Mercury have reportedly been sold for $4 billion American dollars. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Refresh your bathroom with a quick and affordable bathroom makeover. Visit bathroomwerx.com.
Roads looking good for the driving today. Shouldn't have too many hassles. However, at Millbrook, got a smashing car all over North East Road near Millbrook Road. Road's still part blocked there, so take care if you're heading that way. Airbrae changed traffic conditions due to intersection upgrade works. Fullerton Road at Cross Road. Busy at the moment. Grand Junction Road at Prospect Road. And we've got cameras Waterloo Corner Road, Burton, and Port River Expressway at Gilman. Unlock your summer with exceptional savings on the Mercedes-Benz GLE, CLA and C-Class Edition C. Shop online or in-store today. Limited time, T and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
You'll love it. Stunning new season outdoor furniture now in store at Vidula's Garden Centre, Gawler, opposite the racecourse.
A shower or two and a possible storm for you Wednesday, a top of 28. Mostly sunny tomorrow, 24. Friday, partly cloudy, 25. Saturday, cloud clearing, 25. Right now, it's 23 degrees. More news as it happens on 5AA.
For 38 years, Steinborner Automotive has always been well worth the trip. And right now, Steinborner Automotive Gawler has stocked up with 40 hand-picked 2018-20 ZB Commodores. Choose from a range of factory edition or special black edition with black roof and black wheels. That's 2018-2020 ZB Commodores from $22,990, all with the balance of factory warranty. View all their used vehicles at steinborner.com.au. Steinborner Automotive. It's well worth the trip.
Now, if the last time you were on the loo reading the news, you noticed things were looking a little drab. Their bathroom, that is, give it the works.
A Bathroom Works makeover revives your bathroom for a fraction of the cost of a full retiling and replumbing in a fraction of the time.
The secret is the Works enamel they use. It's tough stuff that's been specifically formulated to withstand years and years of boiling hot showers, scrubbing, cleaning. The Works. And it's guaranteed for 7 years.
It is a quick, easy, reliable fix. Your bathroom ready to roll in a matter of days, not weeks. No spending the weeks waiting with a smelly portaloo that's just come off the festival circuit in your front yard.
And it's the season to treat yourself. So give the
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now.
So give the bathroom the fix you've wanted for years now for a fraction of the cost. Visit bathroomworks.com for a free info package.
That is Bathroom Works, WERX.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head online to 5AA Facebook or search 5AA on YouTube. This is 5AA Summer Breakfast.
8:37 on this How to Make Gravy Day, 21st of December. We'll get to some more of your calls shortly about what summer festive job could you do year-round. We had a text just a bit earlier saying it is the longest day of the year. It is actually tomorrow. The summer solstice December 22nd this year, which means it is the longest day of the year. Here in Adelaide, the sunrise is expected to come up. It'll be around 5:57, the official sun up, and then sunset will be around 8:28 tomorrow.
Love those long days.
The long days are nice, but of course we'll start to notice it go back the other way. It's just...
Yeah, ever so slightly creep back the other way. But the only difficult thing is with young kids, when you try to put them to bed at 7:30, a 4-year-old, and he says, "But it's not dark yet," and having to justify that it's still the same time as we normally go to bed, that can be a bit of a push.
So it does mean there will be about 14 hours, 32 minutes of daylight tomorrow, being the longest day of the year, 22nd of December. Just something else I wanted to touch on before we get to the calls. Today there is a public memorial service up in Brisbane for the two public police officers who lost their lives at the shootout at Wieambilla last week. It is expected a crowd of 8,000 people will go to this public memorial today to mourn the loss of Constables Matthew Arnold and Rachel McCrow. It is going to be broadcast on television on Channel 7-2 at 10 a.m. Adelaide time. Our State Police Commissioner Grant Stevens will be in attendance there. He is flying up for the event this morning. Here quickly is the Queensland Police Minister Mark Rehn.
This is about honouring two great heroes of Queensland, and obviously it's a very sombre time for not only police but our entire community.
Yeah, it's a shocking story, isn't it? I think there's going to be a full guard of honour as well at the ceremony at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre. It's going to be live streamed, as you said, on 7-2, I think, and also on Channel 9 from 9:30 a.m. this morning.
Police Commissioner Grant Stevens will be on with us tomorrow morning, Tommy. He is flying up and back today to Brisbane, but we'll ask him how it all went tomorrow and, of course, what it means to be a police officer when something like that occurs. On to much happier things. We are giving away Velo Adelaide 500 tickets this morning. You can buy them at Ticketek now if you want, or your chance to win them this morning. We're asking you, what could you do for your festive job? Tyson on the text line says, "I'd be quite happy to be a reindeer poo cleaner. Someone's got to do it as long as I can ride them in the off-season." What I imagine, Tyson, you mean is, you know how when the police horses ride around and their horses just leave their droppings? I imagine reindeer are the same, and Tyson would be there to clean it up, because he's right. Someone does have to do it. Let's go to the phones. Andrew and Craigmore, good morning.
Oh, g'day, guys. As a culture vulture of Christmas, I'm feeling a bit deflated like Clark's turkey when he cut into it. Because I want to be... Actually, I've got a bit of news first. The cloth cheese is back.
Ah, cloth cheese. At the markets, Andrew, or just in shops?
Yes, my beautiful wife got me some yesterday. So I imagine Dave Penberthy would be cotton up his bus from Aldinga and flying up here.
Well, I can tell you he won't be listening to us this morning, but I'll text him and I'll let him know. Now, what's your Christmas job, Andrew?
Oh, look, I just want to be a Christmas feast taster. No one touches anything until I go all around the houses and has a little pick at everything.
Everyone wants to be a taste tester.
My rate of approval.
I like it.
I would love to do that.
We've got a bunch of foodies as our listeners.
Be a good job,
I'm
wouldn't it?
unsurprised. Christmas taster. So we've got Alicia, our turkey taster. We've got Rob was our official ham taster. Andrew's going to be the general taste tester. Pete in Vale Park's going to be our leftover man in charge. Scott in Glenunga, what's your Christmas job?
Good morning, Tom and Lucy. For a Christmas job, I would love to be a professional joke, like the crackers at Christmas. The professional joke writer that writes the jokes in the cracker.
Wow, have you got enough jokes, Scott, to be able to fill all the crackers? Do you think?
I'd come up with them, Tom. If that's my full-time job year round, I'd come up with them. But I mean, I suppose I could give you one, but it's pretty ordinary on the spot if you want one.
No, go on, Scott. Because if you're going to do it professionally, you've got to test out your material.
Well, exactly. I'd have to be an even better wordsmith than I am now. But I would probably say, what do you call a reindeer with no eyes?
Oh.
A reindeer.
No idea.
No idea. No, you know what, Scott? That's not bad. I reckon that crosses the threshold to be in a Christmas cracker. Good. I like it. Someone's got to write the jokes. Call us 8223 0000 with your Christmas job. A few jokes here to get Scott, some inspo. Blackie in Unley Park, I 8 o'clock the other day. It was time consuming, but it was over in minutes. I did go back for seconds though.
Oh, very good.
I like it. This one from Phil. I don't always tell jokes, but when I don't always tell Dad jokes, but when I do, he laughs. I really like that. God, there's heaps of honestly, this one, Adrian, 3 dads walked into a bar. You'd think one of them would have seen it. I love this. Marg in Athelston. Why did the elephant paint his toenails red so he could hide in the strawberry patch? Thank you, Marg. Let's go back to the phones. Matthew in Morfettville, good morning.
Good morning, people. Compliments to the season.
Yeah.
Gentleman rang up just a while ago. You said about cleaning up the reindeer poo or whatever. Some years ago, I lived down at Morfettville, as you're aware, and I went down to the stables, collected some horse manure, brought it home using gloves. I rolled it up into little balls, and on Christmas Eve I placed on the lawns of a couple of houses around here where there are children, sprinkled it with glitter, and the next morning they thought the reindeer poo was there.
Oh, that's so festive and fun. I like it, Matthew.
Kids were absolutely rapt.
They would have loved that. What did the parents think of it, though, Matthew? Were they okay with it and then having to clean it up afterwards?
No, to be honest, nobody. I didn't tell anybody about it because I did it after that. But the parents saying, "Did you get some too?" Yeah, well, no, I didn't do it. I got it too.
The anonymous reindeer glitterer.
That's exactly right. It worked a treat.
I love it, Matthew. It's an excellent creative idea for the kids
really
this
good,
Christmas,
isn't it?
or the grandkids, even just kids in the neighbourhood. Very fun.
Kind of beats the the carrot, leaving the carrot in the milk or the cookies out.
Yeah, it's one step further.
Yeah,
isn't
exactly.
It? Rob in Unley, do you have a festive Christmas job?
Absolutely. I would love to be Santa's navigator.
Oh
yeah, that's a big job.
So we can go around and we make sure every child in the world gets a present on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
What do you like day to day, Rob? Do you need a map to get around town, or you're pretty good? You don't need a street directory?
No, within Adelaide, I'm pretty good. I can find my way around pretty well, but when we start flying around the rest of the world, I might be in trouble.
I'm terrible, Rob. I might hire you as my full-time navigator, Rob, unless I Google Map it. I remember the days of the street directory, and I was, madly flipping through pages as I'm trying to get from point A to point B. So I might hire you as my personal navigator.
Done.
There we go, Rob. Thank you very much there in Unley, Santa's navigator. I like that. We will decide our FIVEAA Adelaide 500 ticket winner shortly. A few more dad jokes before we get to the traffic. I saw an ad that said radio for sale, $2, volume stuck on full, and I thought to myself, I can't turn that down.
Oh, keep them coming.
Ian in Morfett Vale. Hi, guys. Who says, oh, 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 Santa walking backwards? There we go. Keep in your dad jokes. Come in for the last 15 minutes of this morning. We will be back shortly after the traffic, chatting tennis and the best of behind closed doors. But first of all, your roads. If you are on the way into work this morning, join ABA Plumbing's Christmas fundraiser with Santa, Bouncy Castle and Family Fun this Friday, 10 till 4 at Stepney.
Got a smash at Vale Park to look out for. North East Road near Ascot Avenue, delays inbound at the moment. It's Millbrook, smash and car all over North East Road near Millbrook Road. Road still part blocks, so take care if you're heading that way. Uber changed traffic conditions, intersection of Fuller Road at Cross Road. And we're busy right now, South Road at Miley. Cameras, Midway Road, Elizabeth Park and Port Road at West Hindmarsh. Looking to upgrade to the latest phone? Get huge deals on select phones at Optus with month-to-month SIM plans. Head into an Optus store or shop online today. Great value starts with yes. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
State government support is available for flood-affected River Murray communities. To find support available to you, call the Relief Information Line on 1800 302 787. For flood emergency assistance, call SASES on 132 500. For the latest information on financial assistance and support, visit sa.gov.au. And remember, never drive, ride or walk through floodwaters. Brought to you by the Government of South Australia.
End of year is always a big one at Wayville and Southern Mitsubishi. So if you're looking for a new Mitsi or an outstanding used vehicle, take advantage of the end of year sale at Wayville and Southern Mitsubishi. Plus same day or next day servicing. Driven by Australian Motors.
G'day, Graham Ross here. Sudden Impact for Lawns has always been my go-to. Now it's even better together with Populate. Sudden Impact for Lawns plus Populate is still an organic-based premium granular fertiliser, but now with the added benefits of billions of living beneficial microbes. Ideal for all types of lawns, trees, even hedges, and be amazed at the results. Sudden Impact for Lawns plus Populate. Available in all good garden centres, nurseries and retailers.
SA's own and favourite milk company, FIVEAA Milk Company, is giving you the chance to win a $4,000 Phil Hoffman travel voucher. Take home our limited edition Christmas products and get creative. Take a pic of them under your Christmas tree as a Chrissy decoration. Anything you can think of. Then share your pics on Facebook or Instagram and tag FIVEAA Milk Company and Phil Hoffman Travel. You could win a $4,000 travel voucher. T's and C's apply. See website for details.
For more than 10 years, Brenton Radless and Kate Collins have brought you all the big stories on 9 News.
This is 5AA Summer Breakfast.
8:49, another 10 minutes of Lucy and Tom for your Wednesday. Then it is Graham Goodings taking over in mornings, followed by Angie McBride in afternoons. Now, Rennie, I really liked Alicia from Happy Valley, turkey enthusiast.
She was great. She was our first caller through, I think, wasn't she?
First caller through. Alicia, we are going to send you and a friend off to the FIVEAA Adelaide 500, 26th of November 2023. You'll get along and see Robbie Williams as well. You can get your tickets now on ticketek.com.au. Otherwise, we do have another 2 days of tickets for the Velo. But Alicia, I think, if she's happy to, should be our turkey enthusiast correspondent on 5AA Breakfast.
I like it.
Extremely enthusiastic about turkeys, which I've never met anyone like that before. And Alicia, we welcome any turkey fun facts you bring to the show. You are now our turkey enthusiast.
Well, passion is so important, and she seemed very, very passionate about that potential for that job. So bring it on. I think she could do it. She could start out a bit of a new niche market for herself.
I think so. Talking about passionate people, one person who we've both dealt with, Rehn, who brings a lot of good things to this state this time of year, is, of course, Ali McDonald, Tournament Director of the Adelaide International Tennis Cup. Welcome to the show, Ali.
Hey, Lucy. Hey, Tom. Thanks for having me.
A big couple of weeks coming up, Ali. We've got some sensational players that are getting ready to come here. They'll start arriving just after Christmas, and it all kicks off January 1st. I mean, it is a cavalcade of stars that are going to be playing here as they warm up for the Australian Open.
Yeah, I mean, in fact, Tom, the second player arrives today, Kyle Edmund. So some are getting in really early to acclimatise and practice and settle in. We're doing 2 weeks this year, so some players will be playing 2 weeks, and a lot of players coming in over the next few days, and then on the 26th and 27th, we've got, the majority of players starting to come in.
Ali, how's Memorial Drive looking? Are all the renos totally finished? Will be all set for the 1st of January?
Yeah, they're all pretty much done. So they've handed over the venue. We're now putting in the temporary overlay with all the additional corporate facilities and public bars and kid zones and everything. So it's all looking pretty schmick, to be honest. And I think with the players we've got this year, we're going to have a really good crowd down there.
And Novak Djokovic, obviously one of the absolute stars of the show, and some talk potentially playing a little bit of doubles too, which, would be very exciting for fans to get a bit of a double hit of Novak Djokovic.
Yeah, well, it looks like he is going to play doubles, Tom and Lucy, so he's kind of put his entry in. We've been talking to his camp, and that's great because it probably means that he'll kick off the event with a doubles match, which hopefully will be, even on the first day, which is Kids' Day, Sunday the 1st. So although the schedule's not set, now we're starting, the doubles field acceptance list is closed. We kind of can start building out the event program. So it's likely he's going to play on the Sunday or Monday, at least in doubles. And then on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, he'll play singles. So, yeah, it's getting exciting. We've got a really good field across both the men's and women's events this year. So I think there's, certainly if you enjoy coming to the tennis, enjoy watching world-class tennis, the Adelaide International is going to be a great place to be.
So you haven't sorted out who Jocka's doubles partner will be yet?
He's actually going to play with a Canadian guy called Popsil. So, Yep, he's been a really handy singles player, a very good doubles player, so and quite vocal on the tour as well. So I think they're quite good friends, and they'll make a formidable doubles team, I think.
And plenty of Australians to be involved next year, I should say, as well, Ali, in early January.
Yeah, well, as you know, Tanaski's got a wild card in week 2, and he's going to play week 1 as well. So defending champion of week 2, which is fantastic. Our cut-off is so strong. To give it a flavour at the moment, the second week on the women's side, a direct acceptance at the moment. Our cut-off is 22 in the world. So if you're 23 in the world, you're not in at the moment. So it's pretty strong. Obviously, we've got qualifiers and wildcards, etc. to go. But, we were talking last couple of days, lots of Aussies, but also, people might know who Gabrielle Muguruza is. She's a Wimbledon champion for the world #1. We're just in discussions now, but it looks like we're going to give her what's called a top 20 wildcard. So she'll be coming because she needed that to get in. But we've got a really strong field. We'll announce our Australian wildcards probably between Christmas and New Year. Obviously, that's a pretty nerve-wracking time for those players because it's a big deal getting a wildcard, but we'll probably do that between Christmas and New Year.
And Ali, January, obviously a busy time for people who are here in Adelaide for the holidays, and you've got now a 2-week program. Is this the way of Tennis SA's future? It will be a 2-week tournament going forward?
No, we'll go back to 1 week, I think, into 24. This is a bit of an anomaly. Last year we did 2 weeks, actually, Lucy, because of kind of COVID, and this year coming out of COVID with the change of United Cup coming on board. Part of the negotiations was to find additional opportunities for the players coming down for the Australian summer, and Adelaide put its hand up. We've hosted, with quarantine players, we've hosted 2 weeks. We've kind of done it all over its first 3 years. So the tours thought Adelaide would be a great place to do back-to-back weeks. What that does mean for us is that our field, as I said, cut off 22 at the moment, direct acceptances for the women's in the second week, and the men in the first week. I think we've got 8 of the top 20, which is, I think they said, the strongest 250 men's event since Brisbane in the early 2000s. So it's a pretty strong field.
Wow. Well, Ali, we're looking forward to it. I know I certainly am. Tommy, you'll be down there as well.
Can't wait.
We'll have a big catch-up down at the Tennis Memorial Drive. Thank you, Ali McDonald. All the best for it.
Thanks, everyone, and Merry Christmas to all your listeners.
Thank you. You
Great
as well.
stuff. Thanks, Ali.
Ali McDonald, tournament director there of the Adelaide International. And, of course, it's Christmas. We're feeling festive. Tommy, we do have some tickets to give away for the 1st of January. Get down there and see Novak Djokovic playing doubles match, as Ali just revealed. Give Sam a ring, 8223 0000. First caller through, you're off to the Adelaide International on day 1.
Yeah, great stuff. That's going to be a super exciting day and a big 2 weeks to kickstart everything. So give us a call right now. Double pass to Kids Day. There's going to be wall-to-wall action, and we'd love to give that double pass away now. I can see the calls already coming through, so Sammy will give those off straight away.
While Sam does that, let's get to Best of Behind Closed Doors from John Blake.
And when we get behind closed...
Adelaide's #1 breakfast show, David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
And welcome back to 5AA Breakfast. And David Penberthy, welcome back to you too.
Yeah, g'day Will, how you going?
I'm really well, David. #1 and taking a second job.
And command.
This morning on the show, we'll be looking at the plans for the new Women's and Children's Hospital.
What's your sign-off going to be, Will, when you do news on Channel 7?
I don't know, David. I think I...
What about Take It Easy, Adelaide? Graham Goodings is my father.
Yeah, not sure, David. So a bit later in the show...
Ron Burgundy's in Anchorman. What was his? His was...
Stay Classy.
Stay Classy, yeah, that's right. And his female co-host, Alicia Silverstone, hers was...
Sorry, David.
I'm Alicia Silverstone. Thanks for stopping by, San Diego.
Yeah, actually, David, I think her sign-off was, I'm Veronica Cornerstone. David's very confused, San Diego.
What do you mean?
It's all right.
That was a great character, though, played by Crystal Watergate.
Christina Applegate, yep.
Yeah, she was great.
Also this morning, going to be looking at the elderly lady who got a ticket for blowing her car horn excessively because she was trying to avoid an accident.
Oh, yeah. I'm walking here.
I'm walking here. What movie was that?
Oh, it's a classic, Midnight Express, starring
Cowboy,
Jason Blackman,
Dustin Hoffman, yep.
and Jeff Benoit as
John Voight,
Michael Tuck.
Joe Buck, yep.
Yeah, and speaking of good movies, I watched Batman and Robin again last night.
All right, George Clooney.
Yeah, and Veronica Cornerstone as Batgirl.
Alicia Silverstone, David.
Nah, you're a bit confused there, Will. That wasn't Batman. That was Anchorman.
Oh, John Blake, of course, back in January 2023. Anchorman, great media movie, which I have seen.
Yeah,
and
very
I've even
funny.
seen the second one. Brendan Brendan from Nairn won the double pass to the tennis. Good on you,
Well
Brendan.
done,
We
Brendan.
will see you down there at the Adelaide International. Before we get to this dad joke that I want to read out, let's check your fuel situation. First of all, find the cheapest fuel in an instant. Download the free My RAA app from your app store today. The message is to buy it while it's cheap, because no doubt it will go up over Christmas. So if you're in Prospect, the ex-convenience on Main Road, $1.65. In Marion, $1.61 at the BP OTR Marion Road. And in Seaton, the United on Tapley's Hill Road is $1.63. Diesel is still hanging a bit cheaper at the moment, $1.91 at the Liberty Main North Road in Blair Athol. This joke popped up on the text line right when Ali was having a chat about the tennis tournament, and I struggled so hard not to laugh. When does a joke become a dad joke? When it becomes apparent.
Oh, apparent.
That's one of the weaker jokes, but of course I found it the funniest. We will be with you for the next 2 days going through all your favourite Christmas dad jokes as well. Text them through anytime. Send them through as well.
Keep them coming.
Graham Goodings is up next. He will have the text line 0448 08 1395. No doubt GG will love to read your text messages. Rennie, we will be back tomorrow from 6.
Looking forward to it, Lucy.
See you then.
Every year, people get hit by serious diseases caught from mozzie bites. Mozzies may be small, but they can still be dangerous, even deadly. So protect yourself by covering up with long, loose